The question isn't if you could suck your own dick, would you? The question is, if you could suck your own dick, would you come in your own mouth? Because if you could full on suck your own dick, everybody's doing it. Like, I don't care who you are, you're doing it. Like, you're trying it at least once, but probably not gonna just let it fly into your mouth, right?
Here's the thing.
You're gonna come off.
You wouldn't want to do that. But it would be difficult because, like, when you're having sex,
when
your instinct is to leave it in because it's, like, way better.
When a girl's giving you a blowjob, if she pulls her mouth off right when you come,
you're just
like,
like, what?
Sucks. Yeah, that's terrible.
You're just like, I knew you weren't all in. But you'd have to...
I bet it would become like a whole subculture of people that could suck their dick and be like, dude, that's my whole source of protein, bro. Like,
it's
organic,
I think there is.
I don't lose any gains from the gym ever.
I think there's a lot of people that can suck their own dick.
Yeah, Google it real quick.
But they don't. They're hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, sucking their own dicks.
They don't want to.
Why would you ever come out of the shadows if you could suck your own dick?
Seriously.
Go back to the shadow.
Maybe you can't.
There would be dudes that would never leave the house again,
where they lurk in the shadows and suck their own dicks.
like David Attenborough. Like, here we see the self.
Yeah. This individual has a very large, fat dick, and he sucks it.
Rarely comes out of the shadows.
Dude, that sounds exactly like him. Yeah. Imagine if the next documentary he did was on Netflix and it was about that.
Yeah.
But he's so respected where people would just be like, well, I guess this is
autofellatio.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Is it moral?
And then also, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want to, take that load and gulp it down. I mean, because it's like cannibalism. You're eating your own kids in a way.
Yeah. Is that cannibalism?
I don't know.
Christian,
yeah,
maybe.
to a certain. I mean, it's on the tree at least. It's a branch.
Technically,
it's a branch on the tree.
In like the pro-life conversation.
Technically, you are consuming life. Because they are alive.
So you'll just become stronger.
Yeah.
Yes, in essence.
Mm-hmm. So
there's I don't see a downside.
I gotta stop eating fast food and start sucking my own dick again.
Maybe that's what's stopping you, man.
Well, it's my tummy for sure, 100%.
Would you?
Like, I can't get past it anymore.
If someone could guarantee, if you stopped eating fast food, sucking your own dick would be easy, would you stop eating fast food?
Well, probably not. No. Fuck
really?
No. Absolutely not. No.
Fast food over
fast food's way better than sucking your own dick.
Couple of half-hearted chews, and the leaves go straight down to its stomach. And to save energy, it spends most of its time hanging around half asleep in the treetops. It's time for another nap.
Is it?
Sucking your own dick is 90% feels like sucking a dick, and 10% 10% feels like getting your dick sucked.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
10% you're getting your dick sucked, 90% like, I'm just sucking a dick. Like,
Yeah, I mean, really, I think you could probably be like on mushrooms and blowing another dude and be like, I kind of feel it.
Yeah, it's my own dick. It's my own dick. It's my own dick.
But that's a slippery slope, man.
Also, you're talking from a standpoint of somebody who doesn't have to suck their own dick.
That's
because
true. That's true. That is very true. When I was like 13, when I was like 13, I didn't have a lot of options. It was me or me.
And also, like, the world is still so new.
Yeah.
And so is your penis.
Yeah. I didn't have to ask, you want to suck my dick? I knew I already want to try it.
Yeah. It's not like a long conversation with yourself that you need to have. You're just like, there's my dick.
Yeah.
And
it's not a lot of
Here I come.
begging and pleading with my girlfriend. Yeah.
No.
it's like, your dick is just like, hey, can you reach me?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're like, well, I think I can. It's just
Very,
like, well,
very alluring.
meet me here at 8 o'clock in the shower.
About just as much thought as like, hey, hand me those tissues. Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
It's just one motion
Exactly.
if you can get there.
Exactly.
You can reach it.
But none of us now can suck our own dicks.
No.
All right, well, let's
That's why
unzip
I'm
our
married.
pants.
That's why I'm married now.
All right, well, I guess we should formally start this.
Yeah.
That was all recorded, by the way.
Yeah.
I want you all to
That's
feel really
all in
good
the
about
world.
that.
It's worse for me than anyone, so I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
You fucking cocksucker.
Oh, man.
Welcome back to Listen to Your Friends. And with me today, of course, is Vince Davila.
Yeah.
But also, this is a special treat, guys, for anyone listening. No one is listening.
Dude, we got 6 downloads in Russia, didn't we?
Yeah.
On the one episode where we went really hard on Russians.
Yeah, we tore Russians apart.
And they were monitoring that shit, probably.
Stupid fucking Russians with their
I think they want
pistol
more.
machetes.
Yeah. But we have a special guest here. A friend. Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Say, go ahead and say your name.
Say hello, Jack.
Jack.
That's Jack.
Yeah.
Daniel
And we have
Adam
Daniel
are here.
Gilbertson sitting on the couch and Adam Geisler sitting on the couch, who may or may not join us, but
got a
they
peanut
will be
gallery.
on later, if not today. But for now, Jack is in the guest seat. How's it feel? How's the seat?
I think it's the best seat in the house.
Someday we're going to have 2
Nice.
guest seats, right? Didn't you say we're going to have another mic?
Yes, we will be doing 4 at a time in the future.
Someday.
Possibly the next one. And Vince, you want to explain why it's been so long? Because it's all your fault. Why we haven't done one in so long. I'm just kidding.
Because I got married.
Yeah, you got married.
What was
it was
last,
a big
what
month.
was last weekend? Didn't we? Oh, Tyler's birthday was last weekend.
Oh,
that was Tyler's
well.
fault. So fuck off.
Tyler's birthday rocked.
Yeah.
I was sad you weren't there.
I felt
after the dinner.
Jennifer and I went all the way up to Tacoma. Went to dinner with them. But Tyler's sister made us gift bags for everybody, and there were little chocolates in the gift bag, and I thought it was just a piece of white chocolate. It was inedible.
Uh-oh.
And I ate 2 of them before we even fucking went to the restaurant for dinner.
Well, the
Boy.
first one you ate, you didn't even know was an edible. And
Yeah.
people were like, "That was an edible," and you were like, "Okay."
Yeah, and then
It was good.
the second one, I was like, that first edible made me feel really fucking good. I'm about to eat another edible. So I ate another one.
Yeah.
And then we went to dinner, and after dinner, I was like, we have to go home, Jennifer. Well, Jennifer was going to drive home
Were
anyway.
you just too high?
Jennifer, not really. Jennifer was
You were
going
just tired?
Jennifer was just ready to go home, and
Yeah.
it was either go home with Jennifer or stay the night in the Airbnb and everything. And I was just like, I'm about to fall straight to sleep anyway.
Dude,
I was like,
we
so
had
just take
a
me home.
rockin' ass time.
Yeah.
I'm really glad,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome. It
Like-
was definitely amping up to be a really fun.
And I remembered all of it, which is
Nice.
rare.
That's good.
Yeah.
Cassie was such a good host too, with the gift
Yeah.
bags and everything, and that was awesome. Dinner
As
was
Jack
really fun.
knows, I said some things that were maybe less than well received.
Oh yeah,
at the bar.
I want to hear what you said that was not well received.
I said cancer's for faggots.
I told you it was funny.
And I guess people didn't like that.
I told you it was funny.
That is
And out of context, it sounds so ridiculously horrible. Like, why would you even say that in the world? Like, what scenario would it be okay for you to say something like that?
Oh, I can think of.
And the scenario I was in, I thought that it called for it. So I said
that is
it. But I was talking to
Talking to Tyler's 2 gay sisters.
Oh, that might be
two
one.
gay sisters. No, I wasn't. I wasn't talking to
well, they're
them.
married. You mean his
Did you know that?
Brianna's gay too? Oh, I didn't know that.
I've
actually.
never met his little sister. I didn't even know he had one.
Oh, anyway.
No, I was talking to
Oh my god.
Bjorgo, Jason
Jason
Bjorgo, and is his name
Isaiah.
Isaiah, right?
Oh, Isaiah.
Or is it? Yeah. Both of them were like really close to me. I thought we were vibing.
Yeah.
Like they were saying horrible shit, and we were all laughing. And they said something. They said some like joke about cancer. I totally forget what the joke was. And I was like, oh, these guys, their sense of humor, like
Yeah,
like
they'll be okay.
Like
with
I
this.
know they're not bad guys. They're just making a joke. And I was like, okay, I can hang with these guys.
Yeah.
I was like, I have a joke about cancer. I was like, I didn't have a joke. I was just winging it. I was like, but I want to be a part of this.
Your wings flew true.
And I was like, I got a joke, and they were like, oh, okay, oh, what is it? What is it? And they were like, what is it, dude? What is it? And I like paused for a second. I was,
a hernia.
I was like,
ouch, that actually hurt.
like it goes like this. Okay, here I go. And they were like leaning in, like ready for like some great joke, and I just went, "Cancer's for faggots." And they just like they both at the same time put their heads down and walked away.
Oh no.
And I was like, well,
Oh.
sometimes you miss.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
maybe
know, I think
maybe
you
they're
did.
just like A lot of build up for an okay joke.
Maybe it was that. Yeah, maybe they were
Yeah.
let down by like
Yeah.
how long of a wait it was. And
Yeah.
didn't really deliver.
Too much
well.
exposition.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Out of context, when you just blurted it out at me right there, that's one of the funniest things. One of the funniest sentences I've heard in a long time.
That's definitely not
That's a full
an
sentence.
LTYF
It's a full,
shirt we
complete,
can make
perfect-
though.
3 words.
Why not?
Yeah.
That's a good sentence. Sell it in
I don't
China.
wanna walk
Sell
around
it in
with the
China.
word.
It would sell like hotcakes
Yeah.
out there. They
I
don't
don't-
fucking know what it says.
That word is the new F word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not in China.
I don't want the F word on my shirt. Just walking around.
Dude, they
out
would
of
sell
context.
in Russia, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
We got more of our downloads are from Russia than
I
anywhere
guess
else.
Russians like that sort of shit.
You'd
They're
make
like, what? These for a fact.
you'd make a lot of friends if you were wearing that in a bar in Russia.
But actually, what sucks the most is I think that Cass maybe overheard it.
That's probably why they didn't want to be part
And
of
I
it.
was
They
like,
probably
oh,
saw Cass there and were
no.
just like, nope.
yeah,
not
because
even
like
gonna laugh
that's the
at
thing
that.
is like if you like you guys know me,
Yeah,
right?
that's tough.
You guys
Whatever.
know that like I'm not homophobic.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a lot of people in my family have died of cancer. Like I'm not just like
You're not being
You didn't mean
intentionally insensitive.
I'm not
mean
intentionally being insensitive. I don't know. I just have like my sense of humor is like, what's the worst thing you can think of,
Yeah.
and that's funny.
It's not mean if it's hilarious.
Deep
I know,
down, I'm
it's-
like, deep down, I know it's not funny at all.
Yeah,
like
well, that's-
obviously,
well, that's
it's not
why
funny.
it's funny because
Yeah.
you're
That's
pointing
why
out
it's
the
funny.
absurdity.
Exactly,
Of it.
it's
Yeah,
absurd.
just-
but a lot of people don't,
yeah.
get that.
Jennifer
People are
doesn't
real
like it.
sensitive
She fucking
shit.
hates
Yeah.
it, dude.
and that's okay. You know, everybody's.
What can you do?
Daniel, what do you think about that?
I think the fact that you're acknowledging the fact that it's absurd and you're saying it for like shock value, like that shows the fact that you think it's bad. Like really.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Adam, your feelings?
I think you should lead with that next time.
Lead
Yeah.
with that. Okay, yeah. Hi, I'm Justin. Cancer's for faggots.
You'd be like, elect him mayor.
Yeah, someone's just
It
like,
does sound
I
like a campaign slogan. The way you
I
just
like
said
your
it.
moxie.
The way you said it definitely sounded like a campaign trail fucking slogan.
Well, my first thought was honestly like, were you saying it on a fuck cancer vibe? You know, like the t-shirts that say fuck cancer.
Right.
It's
right.
kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's honestly,
Yeah.
But when you twist it that
my
way,
head
then you're
was sort of
saying-
in that space,
Yeah.
but obviously didn't come across like that.
Because you're also saying fuck faggots at that
Right.
same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You get yourself in some hot water
Yeah.
that way. I
It'd be
think.
worse
But-
if I said AIDS is for faggots, because that's
yeah,
out
for
on-
sure. That's
yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
That's worse. And not as funny. Not
No,
as
it's
funny.
not as funny.
Like not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you're kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little. That's a little.
Yeah.
Well, they used to call AIDS gay cancer.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude.
Damn.
I put on Eddie Murphy the other night before you and Hannah got there, and his whole beginning of his show was just like, I don't stand too long in one spot so the faggots can't look at my ass. And he just went on about and didn't like for like the first full 3 minutes of his show, and it was a funny comedy show. But the beginning, I was just like, I don't really think this is that funny. But
Yeah.
the crowd was riotously laughing. And I'm just like, what a different time when all you have to say is the word and
Yeah.
everyone laughed. Like that was the whole joke. He was just like, then the whole crowd
Well,
loved it. I was like, whoa.
What's funny about
no
that
one
is
would laugh at that anymore.
I'm
not
pretty
today,
sure
no.
I'm pretty sure it's like well known that Eddie Murphy is bisexual.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I did not.
I didn't know that.
Eddie Murphy got a bit too nutty with a transvestite prostitute when police caught the two in a car.
I didn't know she was a guy. I swear. I mean, look at her, man. She's beautiful. Pretty face, beautiful head. There's no way to tell she was a guy. Tell him at his own. Oh, he's right, Conan. There's no way.
I was talking about sucking dicks a little bit in a way that made me.
So
I think that comics
that was all consensual.
I think that comics joke a lot about stuff that they really do or really think.
Yeah, Louis C.K. is
Yeah,
one
dude.
exactly.
When I heard about that shit, I was like, of course.
100%.
Like, of
Yeah,
course he
in
did.
his
Absolutely.
material.
That's
This is what he's
my
talking
reaction, too.
about.
I was
It's
like,
very
yeah,
true shit.
He's like, it was like a confession. His whole fucking stand-up was just like, I've been jerking off in front of people. Someone help me. Like,
Well, plus like that in that whole special with Eddie Murphy, he's wearing that like leather suit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you'd be like, you look
Yeah.
kind of gay in that.
yeah, he definitely looked pretty good.
I mean,
yeah, he would have looked right at home.
I mean,
in-
it's
in-
fly
in
as
any
fuck.
club. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy rocks it,
Yeah.
but you know, whatever. I don't know.
It's a different time, man.
I wonder what he's doing today.
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
He's got a Netflix movie coming out.
He's probably getting tailored for another leather suit, maybe.
Dude, I just watched Bowfinger not that long ago.
So
and
good.
that movie
It's pretty
holds up
fucking
so
funny.
well.
So good.
That movie's so funny.
And nobody ever brings it up as one of the funniest movies. I think
Yeah.
it's one of the funniest
When
movies.
his portrayal of the little nerdy guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the brother.
All right, awesome.
Yes. All right. That's so good. Well, he's coming out with that movie, Dolomite. Dolomite is my name.
Oh,
on
yeah,
Netflix. It's like a blaxploitation comedy. It looks funny. I'm gonna watch it.
Black exploitation.
Yeah, it sounds bad, but that's actually what they call it.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah,
What is that?
blaxploitation is a genre of film where they. How did I even describe it? It's like Black Dynamite, Black Dynamite or Pootie Tang.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Dude,
where
yeah,
they just
Pootie
like
Tang,
way over the
Yeah.
top like black culture
Or,
like
Black Dracula or
pimps.
Blackula,
Yeah,
right?
Blackula, any of that. Like,
What was the airplane one?
Soul Plane.
Soul Plane.
How would you?
There you go.
Yeah.
How would you describe that? How would you?
Or
I'm thinking, does Tyler Perry count? Because I feel like he would take offense to that. Like, would Medea is Medea blaxploitation?
Yeah.
Because that's a.
I don't know.
I don't know.
well, to be honest, that's probably more transploitation
I guess
because he's dressing up as a woman.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he's not.
Are people
trans.
mad at that? Are trans people? Mad
I haven't
at that?
heard anyone complain about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But maybe
good,
after
good
this
on
they
them
will.
for not bitching about one thing for once.
It's a matter of time.
Dude, I saw.
They haven't caught up to Medea yet. I don't think they're
Yeah,
gonna.
we haven't
they probably,
gotten to Medea
They probably
yet.
love Medea.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw an ad for a show that's coming out. I forget on A&E or some whatever fucking TV network, but it's women that are dressing up and like getting like professional makeup done to look like men, and then go out in the world and see how different life is being perceived as a man.
You mean like prosthetic makeup?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. To where it's like
Yeah.
really, really convincing.
Yeah.
But I mean, kind of interesting. But I just think it's strange, like the culture we live in now. I mean, it's good that that shit's brought up and talked about, but it's extreme now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like finding the differences between it.
Well, I've
You know what I
I've
mean?
always when it comes to this sort of topic, I've always said that like the pendulum sort of like is swinging so far because that's sort of what it takes to get things to move in a direction. Like you have
Yeah.
to push it further than it seems like it should be going to get things to move an inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'll come back to baseline and people will be like, I'm done like being up in arms about everything. I'm tired. Like, we get it. Like, things are a little bit better now than they used to be. Let's chill out for a little bit. And then, of course, it'll do that with something else.
Yeah.
And it just goes and goes and goes like that. I mean, this whole, like, being super outraged about everything, about the words you say and how you dress and, like, cultural appropriation if you
Right.
wear something Asian or what, like...
And yet the Redskins are still a football team.
Dude, that is, like, the biggest...
It's just like there's still.
That's
it
the
doesn't even
biggest
matter.
middle finger still alive today.
It's like everybody
They're like,
gets.
they're fucking Indians. They're gone.
Yeah,
right?
everybody's
Yeah.
listening to everybody except the fucking engines. It's
Isn't
like
that
we want the
crazy?
fucking pipeline, guys. We don't care. Like fuck off.
When do you ever hear anybody complaining about
I don't know.
that?
Not very often, and it's definitely not.
It's
covered
about
by
time they're
mainstream
allowed
media
in
very
regular
often.
bathrooms. Like the all Indians bathroom is getting a little ridiculous.
Oh my god!
What?
That's not a real thing.
Okay.
Fuck off.
They just they just have a bathroom attendant and they're just beating a drum, just going relax your sphincter. So super racist.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, I just wanted to declare, none of us here are sexist or racist.
Well, yeah, that's where you're saying like the pendulum having to swing with the outrage culture and everything. People are afraid to. They think people are like, you're not allowed to say anything anymore. I don't think that's true. You're still allowed to say everything you were ever allowed to say. People just don't react the same way to it anymore.
Although-
Society has just changed a little bit, but it's not really funny anymore. People don't think it's funny. Your whole crowd's not going to laugh at you like they did in the 80s. So it's like anyone can say whatever they want and anyone can be offended if they want.
And
But if you're going to give all of the power to the person that's offended and say that we have to follow by whatever they want, like that's silly. Like you can be offended, you can say offensive shit, but like
You have the right
at
to
the
be
end of the day,
offended.
like
Exactly, yeah.
you need to just move on.
and you
with
have the
your
right.
day. Like,
You have the right to say
you can
whatever
be
you
as
want to
mad
say.
at that person as you
And
want.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're going to react how they react. Just
Yeah.
be aware of what you're
Yeah.
saying and be conscientious. You know.
But that's very true. And I honestly, even though I say some terrible shit sometimes, just in the name of laughing,
Yeah.
but like, I also do agree that like we do need to take a step back and be like, okay, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. We
Right.
should change that. That should probably be different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's good that we're doing this,
Yeah.
but it's at such an extreme that, like, the only inevitable outcome is that things slowly start to come back to baseline.
Right.
And we just have a little bit of a different outlook once we get there on everything else. Because, like, back in the 80s, that's just, like, outright disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With
Yeah.
the Eddie Murphy.
Right.
And today, even if you could say that, like, it wouldn't even be funny anymore. Because,
Yeah.
like, it's played out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you,
it's not funny now.
in comedy, like, so many comedians say, like, it's the hardest it's ever been ever to be a comedian because you have to monitor what you say. And if you do say something that offends people, you have to spin it in a way that you get away with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you don't get canceled.
Yeah, and then there's like huge backlash on social media. of
Yeah.
You have to have a really strong hide
Yeah.
to be a comedian or
So
an entertainer.
you just
these
have to be
days.
good at it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty much how, like, they should be, you know, just get better at it. Dave Chappelle is fucking still saying outrageous shit, and he's hilarious. He's one of the funniest in the game. Like,
Did you hear about the Rotten Tomatoes score he got on his last comedy
it was
special?
like a 0, right?
He got a 0, but it was locked down to only a few critics who
Really?
were very, very like PC critics. They closed. It was the first ever rating for something they closed off to the public
What?
because they wanted to like condemn him.
Yeah.
And then they
It's
opened it
not
back
even
up,
that
and he got
bad.
like a 99% from the public. So, like, really, the people that are like being super sensitive and outraged is a very small percent of
Yeah, but
people.
then if they're like controlling the potential reputation of people by their beliefs, I don't agree with that at all.
And that's the thing that makes it so crazy now is like there are so many careers being made by social media now. Like being on
Yeah.
social media is like a career path.
Oh
now.
yeah, there's people that are
And-
internet famous.
And if you say something where you get 10 comments by butthurt people beneath your shit, you're gonna get demonetized.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know why that small margin of people has so much power.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is right now.
I'm always blown away. Like, you ever go on YouTube and just look at comments?
Yeah,
What
YouTube
people say?
comments are nuts.
Like it's insane shit.
YouTube
And I'm just
comments are
wondering,
funny.
like, who the fuck has the time to be doing this? Like,
Yeah.
there's people that spend their whole days like online
Yeah.
all day doing this.
Super trolls.
Just
Yes,
so
exactly.
many
That's
people
so
in the world.
gross
man.
to me, dude.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't really understand it.
YouTube.
I don't leave a
and
comment
it's-
on
it's
anything,
funny
even if I
because
like something.
all-
I'm not like, hey, I really like this. I'm just like, that was cool.
Sometimes
Move
I'll
on.
type out a
Like,
comment and then just delete it instead of posting it. That's on Reddit. I only comment on Reddit. But it's funny how every different website has completely different comment sections.
Yeah.
Reddit has completely different comments than YouTube. YouTube comments are some of the most hideous, fucking horrible shit.
hateful-
And then Twitter might actually be the worst. That shit. you'll
Twitter is
find.
the worst
Really?
because,
Twitter might be the worst
You-
cesspool of human fucking filth and anger.
but
and
it's also
hatred that you
it's
can
also
find.
the most prominent when it comes to getting taken down.
yeah. As
YouTube
far
is
as-
a close second.
yeah.
I pretty much use Reddit just for the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comments on Reddit are great, dude. Comments on Reddit are hilarious.
Because people
Community
are
on Reddit
funny,
sometimes
dude.
Will make me laugh
they're so
like,
funny.
More than the
more
post.
Than the actual post.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I can tell. I've been on Reddit so long. I'll see a post and I'm like, I know the comments are going to be gold. Or I know what the top comment's going to be already. I'm like, I'll go to this post and I already know what the top comment's going to be. And I'm like, yep. And it'll have like 1,800 upvotes and it's fucking just hilarious, exactly like I
Yeah.
thought it would be. Sometimes, though, they get you where it's just like, you go to the comments and it's just like the funniest thing I never would have thought of. It's just like, dude.
Sometimes they leave like the perfect GIF
But then-
underneath it.
oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, that's perfect.
But then Reddit, you can also sort by controversial, the most downvoted comments, and you can find the cesspool.
Ooh.
If you want to step
Yeah.
in shit, you can
the
find the
sewage
shit
of
in
humanity
Reddit for sure.
that's still down there, thriving.
Yeah,
They're like
carrying the plague.
They're like fungi still growing
Yeah.
underneath the surface. Like, we're still here, bitch.
yeah. Oh man,
Speaking of mushrooms, we should get some mushrooms and do
I'm
mushrooms.
scared of mushrooms, bro. We
So
should
am
get
I.
that spritz shit that Tyler has.
When did that become a thing?
It's just micro dose of LSD, which has been a thing for a long time. But that format of like spritzing it, I've never really.
I never knew
never
that was a
had
thing
that.
until this month, or
Yeah.
until August, the month
Yeah.
of August. I found out because
But-
everybody had it.
LSD for me, I don't know. Maybe I've always just done too much mushrooms, but LSD was always a milder experience.
Well-
and it didn't last as long and was a little easier to like steer or to like remind myself things are okay. Whereas like mushrooms, the visuals were so strong.
It's out of your hands.
And you like, I felt bad.
Yeah.
Like when after I took them, like my stomach hurt and I felt
You
like
get
I
a
had
little
to throw
sick.
up and like,
Yeah.
and then like I felt kind of jittery and like my teeth were chattery and then I felt good and then was high. But like LSD, it was just like a slow peak to feeling really good and high and then a come down. There was no like horrible feeling.
When me and Nathan did it, because I only did mushrooms once, but when I did it the first time, I don't know who advised this, but it was not good. It was not a good idea for the first time. But I ate a whole eighth of mushrooms my first time.
It's bad. I did the same shit when I was like 16. And it was horrible.
And I did it with Nathan, and we were sitting on my couch, and we were like, we ate them, and we were like, well, they're in us. Yeah. Like, let's see what happens.
Did you just eat them plain, just straight up?
I put them in a sandwich.
Okay.
And then we're sitting on my couch, just watching TV, waiting for it to kick in. And then, like, we're not speaking. We're just, like, trying to feel. We're like, just waiting silently, trying to see what happens.
Yeah, waiting to feel.
And then all of a sudden, from no speaking to just us holding hands. Because we're like, you feel that, right? And we're like, I'm like, dude, I feel like we're taking off in a space shuttle or in a spaceship right now. Like, we're like, it's blast off time. I'm feeling it. Like, we're leaving Earth right now.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened.
And he's like, yeah, dude. Everything after that's sort of a blur, but I do remember the first half being terrifying.
Yeah.
And then the second half being like the best I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah, that's about close to what I had.
But it lasts forever.
Yeah.
Like you
like
better
8
have
hours.
You better have some energy.
And you better have the next day or two off afterwards too. Like that's the hard part about drugs now for Jennifer and I is we both really like doing drugs together, but it's just like, okay, so we need to literally set aside a weekend for drugs.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just going to fuck up our whole routine and everything.
So, what about this? What if for my birthday, we go to Canada?
Okay. I like where this is going.
And we take drugs.
Sounds cool.
In Canada.
It's going to be really cold in your birthday.
The great white
shrooms. We could go out for a rip.
Yeah. Out for a rip, are you, bud? Smoke break. I'm down. I mean, if you guys are down.
Fuck yeah.
Canada isn't like a must.
That sounds fun.
That's just like we
could just
that out
even
there.
just go to the fucking woods and do drugs. Well, it's gonna be really fucking cold. Where
I'd like to have shelter.
Your birthday is in January.
What do you need?
I'm looking for the weed pen. Yeah. Oh, you said smoke break, and I was just like, well, let's smoke then. Trying to feel.
So Jack.
Yeah.
Drugs.
I haven't done. The only thing I've smoked weed. I've never done mushrooms or acid or any psychedelics. I'm hesitant to, honestly.
It's definitely not something to just do like willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Which is what I did.
First of all, it's never like I've never had the opportunity. It's never been offered. Like, hey, we got mushrooms. Want to try it? It's never happened.
Yeah.
And I've never sought them out. But
right, any of the drugs that I've ever done, I've never sought out myself. They've always just been like presented to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So, but I wouldn't take it back though. Like as scary as it was for the first half, it was worth the second half.
Yeah.
Like the first half was like traveling through dark woods where you can't see anything and you don't know what's gonna pop out. And that part's scary. It's like but when I got out of the woods, I was like, dude, I made it. Like I'm on the other side and I feel amazing. A gust of wind blew through me outside and I was like, that was God.
Yeah.
God just said something to me through wind.
Yeah.
So
I've actually I've researched it a lot, more so LSD than mushrooms. But yeah, I've heard some people have incredible experiences, like some of them life-changing and really positive. And one of my good buddies, Joel, he does microdoses of mushrooms regularly.
Microdosing, I'm very interested in doing because I've heard a lot of good things. Yeah. I've heard a lot of athletes microdose with shrooms, and they say it makes their awareness a lot sharper.
And he's a veteran. He was in Afghanistan, and he was a gunner on a Humvee. So he's got some shit in his past that he says this really helps him deal with some of the trauma.
There have been a lot of studies that show that.
Anyone that he talked to recommended that to him or anything? So you said he's microdosing LSD for it?
Mushrooms.
Okay. Because I've heard about mushrooms and I've heard of MDMA being used to treat PTSD and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've heard of that even being used for depression.
Yeah, psilocybin now is in Colorado. They're doing something with psilocybin. They decriminalized it, and it's supposedly they're trying to make it available, like medicinally.
Yeah, so, I think if it's like regulated a little bit, as far as like how potent and strong that stuff is, I think there's definitely a potential for it to be used in a positive way instead of just like looking to get fucked up,
Right,
and also the fear of like, oh well, if we make all these drugs legal, like psilocybin and stuff, like everyone's just gonna be like mad zombies running around the streets doing crazy shit. But it's like
such a stupid outlook.
And I don't think
it won't happen that way because anybody who's ever done it knows how serious it is.
Yeah, people that don't do drugs,
they're so much more scared of them.
Yeah.
Because they have no fucking idea.
We do drugs, and I'm fucking scared of drugs. People that don't even do drugs aren't just going to be like, oh, mushrooms are legal? Let's go fucking buy some mushrooms. Like, fuck no. They're not going to know. No one that wasn't already looking to get illegal mushrooms isn't just going to go buy legal mushrooms.
Yeah.
So that whole fear, that's all fucking fear-mongering, political, grandstanding bullshit, and it's been going on for way too fucking long.
And honestly, like, I think very realistically, like, the world could potentially be a better place if more people did psychedelics.
Yeah.
Like, once in a while. You know what I mean? Like, change your perspective on shit. Like,
yeah, we need fucking spiritual guides still in our society.
That's
especially.
something we are devoid of.
We're lacking. We lack ceremony, and we lack
ritual.
Spiritual guidance and ritual in our culture, and
connection.
I think that would be an absolutely viable and probably very beneficial option if we had, specialists who fucking specialized in regulating psilocybin doses or MDMA doses or recreational drug use or whatever.
And you do it with people that have done it in their experience, and like they guide you through it,
right?
And that there's I forget where it was. I think it's somewhere in Arizona, I want to say, but it's like, dude, I don't have near enough information to talk about this like accurately, but basically it's like it's a spiritual place that people go to. It's a big, huge house it's all wood and incredible, but people go there for all kinds of reasons, but like personal shit they're trying to change about themselves. It's like a spiritual getaway, but there's people that work there and run this thing, and they take them on trips. Acid trips and mushroom trips, and they depending on the person what they think would benefit them most. And sometimes they're inside with them, like just guiding them through their breath or whatever. Sometimes they go out in the woods, like.
And a guide, honestly, a guide is a very important thing. Like, I think it would be really cool to have a guide doing that, just as like someone to anchor you a little bit, or be like, so what are you feeling right now? What's going on? Like, okay, that's okay. Like, just ride that wave. Like, see where it takes you. Don't be afraid. Blah blah blah. Because when you're doing it on your own, especially for the first time, you're just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. All I know is I'm in this, and I gotta see it through because I have no other choice.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do
about that.
And
that's terrifying.
Yeah.
But I do think that if you're in the right setting, and with the right people, it's definitely worth it.
That's what I've heard about like just being in the right place within yourself and the right place in the environment and the people that you're with. It's got to be like a good positive thing. I've heard some horror stories too of people doing it in bad situations.
I've had a bad trip on mushrooms, and I'm scared of them now. Like, literally, I couldn't get out of the dark forest part you were talking about.
Stuck in there.
I never got to the second part. I was 8 hours of just fucking bad feelings, bad vibes, scared. Just like my mind not ready. I was like 16. My mind wasn't ready yet, and I was in a place where I wasn't super comfortable, and I was afraid my mom finding out, and I had to go home and babysit my little sisters. In the middle of it. So it was fucking
responsibility.
I was laying on the couch with my face just like smashed into the couch, just like pretending to be asleep. Like,
you definitely need.
I was trapped in my mind for 8 hours of torture.
Dude, my brother told me the story in high school about one of his friends that did mushrooms. He was at like some house party, and he had taken them like before he got there, and it was starting to kick in like when he got to the party and things were really bumping or whatever. And I guess a fight broke out between two other dudes. And he couldn't handle it.
Fuck.
And he just left. He ran. He ran, and then no one could find him. And then the next day, his mom or whatever got a call from the police department and said that he had broken into somebody's apartment. He was totally naked.
No
Yeah.
way.
And he was saying that the devil was chasing him.
Yeah, that's about the worst fucking
He
dream you
broke
can have.
in?
He broke into
Someone's
his
apartment?
Yes.
Terrible. Oh
Like,
my
how
He
did
thought
he
it was
break in?
his. He thought it was his.
Did he just was it unlocked? He just walked in?
I'm
Or
not sure. I
Could've
don't know.
been.
Did he like
Yeah.
scale the apartment and just
I don't know. I don't know the details, but yeah. Think about that too. If
Yeah.
you're like, and it was like some young woman.
Yeah.
And she came out in the middle of the night because she heard noises, and there's this fucking
Naked
naked
dude.
dude on tripping on.
naked?
Yeah.
That's bad, dude. Fucked up your life.
Yeah.
Why are you in my apartment?
Yeah.
Why aren't you naked?
Dude, did I tell you guys my brother and they moved out to the Big Island? His whole
Yeah,
family?
yeah.
They're moving back.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they
Why?
really?
Why come?
They don't
Dude.
like it or what?
Being on an island's an island. I mean, it's not the same. It's like when Nikki Jo was there, my brother's wife, when she was there when she was like 18, she's there for 5 years.
whole different-
You're young and
yeah,
single
it's
and
a
made
whole-
good friends.
yeah.
And now you have a family and 2 kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was one night, when they were living in that house in Sandy, they had cows, and one of the cows jumped the fence. And so...
Hold on, cows
Yeah.
jumping a fence?
Yeah.
Cows are motherfuckers, dude. You can't
Yeah.
keep a cow
They can
in.
do
It's
that?
hard
Yeah.
to keep a cow in.
Yeah,
It's fucked
a
up.
little chain link fence,
Oh, yeah.
the 4 feet
They'll
or so.
fucking-
Yeah, they can get over that.
Cows, they act like
Dude, they jumped over
they
the
can't
moon.
do things.
what
Yeah,
the
dude, you're
fuck
right. I
you
didn't think
kidding
about that.
Fence is nothing.
But yeah,
God.
dude, everybody was freaking out trying to get you because they were worried somebody's going to hit the cow on the road. And Cody was, all amped up and hyped up because dogs feed off your energy.
Cody, I can see him being tripped out. Why is the cow in the street? He's probably whining and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Cora, when she sees something out the window that like one of the cats is like looking at another cat across the street, Cora will just start running around the house
like
and like
something's about to go
run
down.
up to me, and I'm like,
Something's up.
what
Yeah.
did Timmy fall in the well again, Lassie? Like, and I'll fucking she literally one time at my mom's house out in Estacada, she has a pool with a pool deck around it and all that property. We were having a party out there, and one of my mom's friends had a little dog. There was a bunch of dogs out there. She had a little dog, and the dogs were all running around having fun, and her little dog, my mom has a cover over the pool, and the dog thought the cover was solid ground, walked out onto the cover and just fell right through into the pool and was stuck in the pool, drowning in the pool. And Cora comes is running back and forth between the pool deck and us eating on the main house porch. And everyone's just like, Cora, what's going on? Yeah, you're having fun. And she keeps running up to me and like whining and like
Yeah.
looking all amped out and then running back to the pool. Finally, like it dawns on me. I'm like, oh shit. I throw my shit down and run over to the pool. And this fucking dog is just like, looks terrified, like it's going to die. And Cora's just like freaking out, like at the edge of the pool, whining. And so I've yoked the dog up out of the pool, and everything's fine. Thank you, Cora, for saving this fucking
dogs
dog.
are so-
like, dude, something's
Yeah,
up,
like,
something's
something's
up, dude. I
wrong.
don't know what to do
They're
here.
so awesome.
And my
Dogs are
brother's
great.
girlfriend, Leslie, at the time, had a black lab, Bo. And Bo was in the pool too, just fucking swimming around like it was no big fucking deal. Just like didn't even want to come out. Like Bo jumped in the pool after the dog fell in and the cover kind of like floated to the side. Bo was like sweet and was just like swimming around, having a good old fucking time. And this dog scratching the fucking wall of the pool like it's fucking drowning, dude.
Yeah, and see, that dog didn't do shit. It was just like,
Yeah.
well, fun time for me.
Yeah, Bo was just having a good old time. We left Bo in the pool, have fun, dude. But dogs know they they're smart, man. So if your dog's whining about the cow being out, get the cow in.
Dude,
Don't
imagine
blame not the dog's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine how like important that relationship was for humans and canines like thousands of
God.
years ago.
Yeah.
When there was just like a problem around the corner all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you
They're
can have
just
those
like,
dogs-
what's going on? Why,
Yeah.
What's oh, okay, I see what you mean. There are wolves coming.
Yeah.
Or like, you
our
know what I
village
mean?
is under attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking got me out of my bed.
Yeah.
That's important. It's almost like they were like made for us almost.
Yeah, I mean, well, we started
They
breeding.
were.
made them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we made
to
them for us.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
made them for us. Yeah.
They're
Oh
the
my
best
god, it's
thing
so
in the world, dude.
it's so weird now though because people their use of dogs is different.
Yeah.
You know, for a lot of people now, it's just a fluffy thing to pet.
Yeah.
You know, like little purse dogs.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Yeah,
I
that
do. I
sucks.
can't
It's
stand it.
terrible.
Yeah.
What does Ron Swanson say? Any dog
Yeah.
smaller than 40 pounds
Yeah.
is a cat, and
Cats are useless. Yeah.
I'm gonna go pee again. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
You're good.
I have
Alright.
to. But you
Yeah.
guys just continue.
Yeah, little purse dogs are not chill. I used to not like small dogs at all. I had it
Yeah.
like complete aversion to small dogs, but Sophie's little Chihuahua Rocky is a fucking pimp. I love that dog. Like,
Yeah.
small dogs that are cool with big dogs that
Yes,
aren't
that's-
bad being around big dogs are dope. Like,
But
but little small dogs that just like you keep in your lap and they bark and
Yes,
try to bite anyone
exactly.
that comes near their
That's
one
what I hate,
person.
is
Just
the
like,
ones-
what are you doing?
the
Like,
ones that are real yappy,
Yeah.
and then the owner, they encourage that shit.
Yeah.
They don't like
Right.
stop that.
Yeah.
You know.
You might, yeah. Jennifer's fucking, one of her aunts or uncles or grandparents had a little dog like that would fucking chase her around the house and bite her. Like,
Yeah.
actually would bite her ankles, and she would, like, be running, like, away from the dog, like, screaming, and the dog's owners would just laugh and
Exactly.
laugh and laugh. Like, it's so great.
like, no,
just
that's
like,
not
dude,
cool.
if your dog tried to run up
Oh,
and
I'm
bark and
kicking that
intimidate me,
thing.
like, and I fucking booted out of my way, do not give me no attitude. Don't get mad at me. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not gonna control your dog, like, what the fuck?
It doesn't matter how big or small your dog is.
Yeah.
If your dog bites somebody,
Yeah.
if that's a big dog,
Yeah.
your dog's gonna get killed.
Yeah,
you know, but
dude,
it's a
for
little
real.
dog. They're like, oh, it's kind of
yeah,
harmless, but it's the
yeah.
same fucking behavior.
Right.
You know?
You think that's funny shit? No.
Dude, my grandma goes through chihuahuas like hotcakes.
Really?
Yeah,
Are they
dude.
getting eaten by coyotes or something?
No, dude, she feeds them like easy cheese and
Oh,
cookies,
until
and
they
then they
just
get diabetes and die.
God.
She just got a new one. This is her fourth one in like 10 years.
Man.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of these
So
fat dude. They're just like
terrible, dude.
bloated and
yeah.
lumps of fat. And they're fucking angry. They're like people on the internet. They're just like, yeah, just nasty shit. That's like those dogs, dude.
And all they want is little treats and
Yeah,
food.
there's
Like
little food.
yeah.
They'll take food out of your hand.
Yeah.
They're just little shitheads, dude.
What dogs are these?
My
Sorry, I just
grandma's
walked back
dogs.
in. Oh, it's your grandma's
Like, I was
dogs.
still convinced, dude. My grandma fucking goes through chihuahuas like crazy.
Just
Like they
feeds
just
them-
die?
feeds them
Yes,
cheese and
because she's feeding them
salami
like
until they
easy
die.
cheese and salami and cookies and shit.
My dad's
and they
mom-
get fat, get diabetes, and they die. And she's like, "Ugh," gets another one. Like it's animal abuse. Like isn't it animal
Dude,
abuse? Like
legitimately,
long term.
yes, yes, absolutely. It's like, what do you call that when you like make your kids sick on purpose so that people pay attention to you? There's a disease.
By proxy?
What is that disease called? Munchausen syndrome.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
like purposely make your kids sick, and then you have to keep them in the hospital, and everyone feels so bad for you because your poor baby's
Yeah,
so sick.
that's
the
a
little
yeah, I've
girl
heard
in
of
the
That's what
Sixth-
you
in the
call a
Sixth Sense.
emotional vampire.
In
Yeah.
the Sixth Sense, the little girl that he sees
Exactly.
that throws up, her mom was feeding her rat poison, like
keeping her sick.
little doses of rat poison to
Yeah.
keep her sick. Like that's a
Holy shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Eminem claims his mom had Munchausen syndrome and like fed him
Really?
pills and kept him like sick when he was a young kid.
Yikes.
Dude, speaking of which, I still think Eminem's fucking awesome as
I
a
love
rapper,
that.
dude.
Absolutely, yeah.
Dude, he came
He's one of
back
the best.
better than ever.
I don't know why I say he's one of the best. It is my firm belief that he is the best rapper to ever rap. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's
And that's believed by a lot of rappers also.
yeah,
Like
he's dope.
he's
dude.
the
Yeah.
rapper's rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Just as like a lyricist and a storyteller.
Yeah.
Like that's hard to do both.
and he also has that aspect about him where it's like he's not rapping about like chains and bitches
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he's like he's got that factor where it's like, oh, he's rapping about real shit and like
Yeah.
maybe don't piss him off
That
because we don't know
introspective
what
shit,
he's
that-
gonna do.
his life shit.
So he's respected in a lot of ways.
And I mean that kind of message reaches so many people that need to hear it.
Dude, talking about PC, Eminem, dude,
yeah,
like
he just got in trouble for calling Tyler the Creator a faggot on his album Kamikaze. He made us on one of his songs that he had. He had some like it was like Iron and Wine or like Bon Iver or someone
Yeah,
like
was
that.
the name of
guys-
the guy.
Is the name of like the
It's another-
band that
yeah,
was
they're
like
a folk
they
group or
played like they were featured on the song. They like tweeted they're like, we're canceling this song, like
Oh, God.
we're getting this song taken off the, and it was just like they were like, we didn't know that he was gonna say this on a song that we're a part of, and we don't want to be a part of anything that has to do with that. Of course it didn't get canceled. Like you're like a little indie band and it's Eminem, like you're not taking his song off his album. Like it's too late for that.
And also, like, the whole thing, like, oh, I don't want to be a part of this, or let's demonetize this, or let's cancel this. Like, I feel like that isn't even 100% like their actual feelings. It's just fear.
Yeah.
Fear of, like, being shouted at by...
They don't want to lose fans. They don't want to lose money.
Like, because everyone has always been upset about certain things throughout time. Like, it's just, especially with media, entertainment, like, people will always be upset, but, like, it just seems like that small amount of people that get upset now have such a loud voice.
Yeah.
and it's sort of mind-boggling a little bit. Like,
well, the mind-boggling thing is that, I mean, they have a loud voice because they have a lot of people that there are a lot of trans people, there are a lot of homosexual people, there are LGBTQ plus whatever, like, and there are a lot of minorities that feel oppressed that want to agree with the side, the oppressed instead of the oppressor. But the mind-boggling thing to me is like people like the Academy, that like Kevin Hart not doing the Oscars, like them asking him to apologize for shit that like no one really even knew about except for 1,000 people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like if you don't acknowledge that, like then no one ever finds out about it. It's not a big deal. No one cares.
You take the power away.
Yeah,
from it.
people that are gonna be mad about it are gonna be mad about it. But if you don't give them the time of day, if you don't say like, okay, well, 1,000 people are mad that you made a gay joke about your son on Twitter, and so you have to apologize or you can't host the Oscars. Like, what? Just let those people be mad, because most of the people that watch the Oscars aren't gonna fucking care.
Yeah.
And if the people that start making a big stink on Twitter, like, can you believe Kevin Hart's still hosting the Oscars after these comments that he made? Everyone else can be like, shut the fuck up.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Yeah.
Who
but
cares
also
about
like
those
whatever
comments?
happened to like the separation of someone's personal life and their craft.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah. Well,
and that has nothing to do with what he does.
The microscope that every celebrity is under all the time. Can you imagine living that life, really?
Right.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
Where you really have to be aware all the time about like what you say and what you do.
Every little thing.
I mean,
because
shit,
everybody has a camera. You can be recorded at any time.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
There's probably, out of every like 1,000 tweets that go out, especially by a celebrity, there's probably like fucking 999 that get like deleted before they actually tweet it, because they're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't.
Or
say
they
that.
delete
Yeah,
shit
like,
right after they tweet it because
Yeah.
but it's too late. Like Kevin Durant tweeted something at Magic Johnson because Magic Johnson said something about him in an interview on a sports show, and Kevin Durant was like, "That's a trash take, just regurgitated bullshit." Deleted it immediately, right? Like within seconds, 10 seconds of posting it. Too late. Someone already screenshotted it, and it's on Reddit.
Those people are just fucking waiting.
1 minute.
Exactly,
No,
dude.
they literally
Yeah,
are.
just
They
fucking
literally,
waiting.
dude. People are refreshing their fucking Twitters, waiting so that they can be the first one to post it on Twitter or on Facebook or
You
whatever.
see,
Like,
and we are letting those people get away with that.
dude, Dave Chappelle though in his special had it so right about Kevin Hart, and I'm gonna be honest. Like when I read Kevin Hart's tweets initially, like the ones that he got that he
About his son?
that he declined to do the Oscars because the Academy said either apologize or you can't host, and he said, I'm not apologizing, I'm not gonna host, which is different than them saying completely just canceling him and getting someone else because of the tweets. But I read them initially and was like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, damn, that's not that funny of a joke. That's fucked up. But then Dave Chappelle's like, dude, he's a comedian. He's making a joke. He said the joke was that if his son turned out to be gay, he'd smash a dollhouse over his head. He had to buy the dollhouse for his gay son in the first place to smash it over his head. You think he's gonna smash
It's
a
a
dollhouse
fucking
over
joke.
his
Yeah,
son's head?
exactly.
Like, it's such obviously a fucking joke by a comedian.
And also,
like,
do you think that he's a sociopath?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And like wouldn't love his son
right.
anyways?
Like,
Like,
he's-
maybe,
yeah.
and
Like-
look, let's be honest. Like, I'm sure it's not every father's dream that their son is gay.
yeah, that's fine.
But
Like,
the fact of the matter is that there are, like my dad, because I have a lot of people coming out in my family and stuff, like the younger generation, like the one below me.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he's like, I just don't understand. There just wasn't this many gay people when I was growing up. And I was like, there were.
Yeah, exactly.
There definitely
Yeah.
were.
For sure.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. And they're
all of a sudden they feel a little safer.
they
to-
just, it's safer for them to come out now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to accept that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's not
Yeah.
a big deal. But like, it's not like you're not going to love that kid. That's your
Come on.
kid.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
There are some
people
crazy
don't.
fuckers
Some
out
people
there.
don't.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
you got to think about this. Think about like the entirety of the country, not just these hot spots like L.A., New York, and
Yeah.
big metropolitan city areas.
Right.
And Portland's a huge bubble of progressive.
Yeah, absolutely a different thing.
Go down to fucking Alabama, Arkansas. It's a different ballgame, dude. And you
a
got
different world.
It's a
Yeah.
different country.
Yeah.
It feels like even from Alabama to Portland to New York to Cleveland,
Yeah.
to Arizona. Like those are all different worlds. Like,
Yeah, they are.
I
socially.
think that has something to do with why the fact is that there aren't a lot of Southern entertainers is because like we don't really respect them because of their culture and their views. Like we hear that
They're
Southern
popular
accent
with the Southern people.
We hear a
but
Southern
that-
accent though, and we're like, that's trash. That's a trash.
a lot of
person.
people,
you know what I
feel that
mean?
way, yeah.
Like,
I love Southern accents, like, but I feel like it's very polarizing. It is either like, ooh, that's white trash person, or like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
dude,
that.
Bill Burr
Yeah.
has a bit about that. He goes, dude, think about if Albert Einstein was from Alabama. He's like, A equals MC squared. Shut up, you fucking hick.
it's so true. You can hear, dude. There are scientists with fucking Southern accents
Yeah.
on documentaries, and you hear them talk, and you're like, why the fuck are they on here?
Dude, and this
What
is
is this
this is
guy
another
know?
thing that's amazing too about like political correctness. White people, you can say fucking whatever you want about them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people don't get upset about that. Call somebody a
Well,
cracker or
honky,
honky or whatever. You know.
That's just like it's a virtue of white people if we just don't get upset
Yeah.
about it. Like,
Well, that's
I don't know, like,
well, us being white males.
I don't get mad.
Yeah.
like being.
And if
being
we
a-
if we did like raise our voice and say we're offended by this, people would be like, we would get torn
Yeah,
apart.
yeah. People are like,
we
who
we
fucking
we are
cares?
not allowed the luxury of being offended.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to be offended. Like it doesn't
by
matter.
that, we're allowed to be
Right.
offended by all kinds of other things
Yeah.
that don't are not even attributed to us.
Yeah.
There's more people getting offended at people saying bad stuff about black people.
Yeah, yeah.
Than
We
about
can
white
get
people.
offended for other
Exactly.
people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anytime
Yeah,
we
yeah.
want. We can. I mean,
Okay,
that's
yeah, that's
absolutely celebrated.
Well,
Like,
well, in a way, we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to be like, and that's why I think that's why a lot of this has bubbled up is because like we feel like because of who we are, the way we were born, that like we have to pay for everything that's happened before us. And just the fact that we were born white, and don't even get me started if you're straight, white and
I
straight.
just don't
and male.
feel that way. I feel like
we're supposing to apologize though for everything.
Yeah, but that's
people,
ridiculous.
Some people do feel that way, or think that we should feel that way, or some minority people might want us to feel that way, but like I just don't feel that way.
Like,
I
yeah,
don't-
dude,
I
my
don't have any
grandpa-
It
guilt.
wasn't you
I don't have any guilt
or
about
you.
that.
My grandpa was
individuals.
fucked up.
Right.
I don't agree with what he thought.
Right. But that's all to say, like, I don't disagree with the movement as a whole of where it all started as far as the, like you're saying, the pendulum swinging towards getting offended about gay rights or trans rights. It started with them just wanting to be able to be gay and be transsexual in public and feel safe and have the same rights as everyone, which of course I'm all for that. Like,
Yes,
I'm not
of
afraid
course.
of
And,
anyone.
like, we should support that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've
Right.
never
Yes, and-
met a person in my life that I was just like prejudiced against because of the way that
Right.
they are. Like
But
it just doesn't
but to
happen.
but to frame it as us versus them, or like we as white people are supposed, me as a white straight male is supposed to get offended for a minority or for a homosexual because of an injustice against them. If it's a true injustice, I will always be like gay marriage. Like,
Yeah.
I was 100% on board, like, from the start. Like, why would you not want gay people to get married? You're crazy. Let them get married. Stop making it. It's not a political discussion.
I know,
It's not even. It shouldn't even be on the docket for the debate. No one should
Yeah.
even talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about
Wasn't
other
there
things.
recently
Like,
talk about putting like in the Constitution or something?
like, should we ever go back to that? No, we should never
Yeah.
talk about that again. But if you're
But
just
that's the
getting
thing.
offended about
Yeah.
someone's tweets and you want to cancel them, like, fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
if you want rights, let's talk about it. But if you just want to get mad about what people say, like, get mad. I don't care.
You know, in a way, it's like just fishing for attention. A lot of the time,
A lot of it is that.
Just to
Well,
say,
like you said,
just
people
say
are
I'm
building.
upset, I'm offended. and
People
all
are
this.
building careers off of it.
Totally.
Like social media, you
Yeah.
said, is a new
Yeah.
career path. Like, being offended, being a spokesperson for one of these causes is a career path now.
yeah.
So,
Especially
like,
if you can cause the most uproar. Like if
Yeah.
you get a lot of hits or followers because of like, I like what this person has to say, because you get offended about every single thing, and like
Yeah.
maybe like 5 out of 10 of them make sense maybe, but like
a perfect example is someone like Candace Owens, who, I don't know if you guys know about her, but she's a political.
I know about her. I don't know a lot
football
about her.
being
though.
kicked around by Republicans as, like, she wanted to start a website where you could track people's online activity, people who had bullied or who had made offensive tweets at people, and wanted to make a database to track, like, if you made offensive tweets at people, you would be in this database and your offensive tweets would be under your name of, like, this person said this about black people, or this person said this about homosexuals, and she was trying to get crowdfunded. She had a Kickstarter going, and like media, online journalists and blogs and shit started just skewering her like, this is the dumbest idea we've ever heard. You can't start a fucking online shaming database to shame people for the shit that they say. And she has now been recruited by Republicans and made a career out of going on like talk shows and news networks and just doing like the Kanye thing of saying like Democrats have brainwashed black culture into thinking that they need to vote Democrat in order to get rights. And we need to fight against that oppression and vote Republican in order to fight against this system that's been oppressing us in this back roundabout way. But that's her whole career now, is just going on, being on Twitter and going on social media and going on press conferences and talking about being a Republican, a black Republican, pretty much. But I don't think she really believes, I don't know if she believes this shit, you know, in her heart, or if she just saw opportunity.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is we've never lived in a time like this with all the social media and like, you know, everything you hear is on a platform of social media, and like you don't know if they're doing it honestly or if it's for hits or attention, or because you can make money from just being a presence on social media. So like it's kind of 50-50 whether people are even being honest about it. Like,
and it's unbelievable now because they have like robo accounts.
PC robots is an epidemic.
They told me we're going to Little C's, and I thought they meant Carl's Jr. Little Caesars.
You're just like, yeah, give me a double cheeseburger. They're
That's
like,
what I
what?
said. Yeah, Adam's like, the fuck are you talking about?
It's like, you can fold your pizza up, I guess.
For 9 chicken stars. And I'm just like,
Dude, KFC has a new chicken sandwich, fried chicken sandwich, where instead of a bun for the sandwich, it's 2 donuts.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 donuts. 2 glazed donuts. Yeah. That's just a middle finger to your body.
Fuck it.
Like,
Well, they used to have a chicken sandwich.
The double
where
down,
the bread
right?
was just chicken.
yeah. They're like, what's more fucked up than that?
Yeah, exactly.
Donuts.
Dude, Patton Oswalt has a whole bit about KFC.
That's
and
a funny bit,
That
too.
double down sandwich. He's like, you have to burn your fingers to eat it. It's like Roman Emperor shit. Like, really like your food, KFC. Prove it by burning yourself.
I'm putting on my chicken sandwich eating gloves so I don't burn my fingers. New KFC chicken sandwich between 2 dead fetuses. Try it out.
What is this ridiculous marketing scheme by Popeyes and fucking Chick-fil-A to pit their chicken sandwiches against each other, too?
What do you guys think about? You heard about that? The Impossible Whopper, like the meatless burger at Burger King, and a lot of these like faux meat companies, becoming
those,
like a
those are
Wait,
actually
what?
not bad.
What about that? What?
It's not meat. It's like Beyond Meat or like fake
I don't know
meat,
what
Impossible
it
meat.
is.
It's plant,
Why are they calling it that?
It's plant protein.
Exactly,
it's
but
like soy.
They put heme in it, so it looks like it's bleeding. It
Yeah.
tastes like it's bleeding. It tastes irony.
Wow.
That's why it, when it cooks,
I mean, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that
You
part.
think you don't, and then you eat it, and you're like, oh, okay.
I
I never like dig into some meat hoping that some blood's gonna come out.
Damn.
I'm always just like, I hope it's cooked all the
That's
way.
just me.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm down with the blood coming out of
That's
my
sort
meat.
of like meat lust.
Yeah,
a
but it's
little
not
bit.
really blood, right? It's like hemoglobin or something.
Hemoglobin.
Or myoglobin.
I identify as hemoglobin.
Yeah.
That's my pronoun.
Not blood.
There was one company that I heard about the other day on NPR that does these faux meats, and they made a pretty bold claim. They said with their products, within 15 years, meat will be expunged.
Yeah,
and
I
I was
heard
like,
that.
that's not going to
They're
happen.
high as fuck.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean,
high as fuck.
they're definitely trying to like synthesize meat for the future.
Yeah.
Like where we don't eat meat, we just eat stuff that's synthesized that looks exactly like meat, tastes exactly like meat.
And
But what's going to happen to all the animals?
the meat industry's been on the decline for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and I totally am in support of that, of getting away from, especially cattle, man. I mean, cattle production is incredibly damaging.
We're destroying our planet.
I think it's a good idea. I'm on board with that. The only thing is like there's so many other things to take into account with
There's
that.
too many. I would love it if Beyond Meat or plant protein meat or even lab grown meat took over from fresh or whatever raised cattle or whatever. I just don't know if people are going to be ready within the next 10 years.
It'll take time, that's for sure.
I think hopefully, we do one day phase out fucking real raising cattle and slaughtering animals for meat. But
I mean, that part about
Yeah,
it
clear-cutting
is
land.
terrible. Like
There's
the
just a
whole
lot of
the
people
production aspect of meat
Yeah.
is the worst
Yeah.
part. Is to me the production aspect is the only sin about it.
Y'all should have Paige on here for this.
Because
I know
because
she'd have
Yeah.
some shit to talk about.
because people like if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, like that's cool, like good for you, that's awesome. Like I've even thought about whether I should do that or not, and I still think about it. But at the same time, it's like people for some reason just like forget or just like exclude the fact that like we are also a part of the food chain. Like we didn't choose to be here. We're here. We're part of the food chain. We're part of the evolution. Like if all humans just completely stopped eating meat, it's sort of hard to imagine, but like decades in the future, like let's say we go 100 years without eating any meat, what's going to happen? Like there's going to be a huge overpopulation of certain animals. Like
It'll work itself out.
Exactly. It'll
Hopefully.
balance itself out.
hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that we've been eating meat for we've been a part of that food chain for a long time.
well, and to chain, like, you're fighting against a lot of years of biology and evolution. If you're trying to phase out meat in 10 years, I mean, I know the meat industry
10 years
has
is
been
not gonna be a
on the
time frame.
decline, but like the time frame to me needs to be way bigger than that.
Yeah.
Because the pendulum thing again, like we're swinging
Yeah.
towards eating less meat, but like there are gonna be the people down in Texas, they call you a soy boy or whatever, you know.
And
Because
also,
It's really not a bad
they
insult,
they
though.
like people believe it's effeminate to fucking
I mean, in certain
feminine
places.
to
Yeah.
to be
to not eat meat.
to
or
even
whatever.
be environmentally conscious.
Yeah.
Not even to be vegetarian or not eat meat, but to not flick your cigarette butt out the window, to like put it in a fucking Gatorade bottle in your center console. Someone's like, "Well, you a fucking faggot? You know,
Yeah.
you can't throw your cigarette out
Yeah.
the window." Like, I just don't think we're ready.
Yeah, and another thing to think about, dude. Think about how many other countries in the world that are starting to develop. They're getting a taste for meat that they haven't had before.
Right? Yeah. There's
You know?
not just America to think about. Like,
Exactly.
we're thinking globally. Like a lot of
Yes,
people are gonna still.
that's
need
the big picture,
meat.
though. And also, like, how long was it before we even started farming, where our only source of nutrition was meat? Like, you can't blame people who only have meat protein as a source of nutrition.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what are you gonna like condemn them for
Right,
that?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm sorry, but we're here
Right.
and we gotta eat. You know what I mean? And we happen to be on the top of the food chain.
This
so
is the
like,
best
we're gonna
possible
get
protein
ours,
we can get.
and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
But
you know
when
what I mean?
food production becomes part of the economy and commercialized
Yeah.
and becomes a gigantic industry,
It's definitely out of hand.
it is.
Yeah, our
Yes.
situation here is like mind-boggling.
It's
I
definitely
can't
out of hand.
my head around. It's like infinity fast food chains.
There
Yeah.
needs to be more balance.
Getting
That's for
infinity
sure.
cheeseburgers in every single week.
And do you
like-
need a triple patty? I mean, do you? I mean,
No, but this is America.
But everyone, yeah,
True.
But McDonald's has one, so Burger King has to have
Yeah,
one. So Carl's
exactly.
Jr. has
They're
to have-
competing with
so
each other as
Wendy's, so
industries.
Taco Bell. Like, there's a fucking infinity fast food places in every state, and they all need to be supplied with meat. And then you have the supermarket.
Yeah.
And then you have fucking Walmart, Fred Meyer, Safeway, Kroger, all the different supermarkets, and Costco. They all need meat too.
you know what's
like-
funny though is like, I think it's great that there are people that are vegetarian or vegan that, because there are many different reasons
Yeah.
why people are vegan or vegetarian, and whatever your reason is, great. That's awesome. I have nothing against it
I
at all.
think they 100% have the moral high ground.
But also like if you're not eating meat because you respect life, so then where's the line? Because everything is life. Plants are alive also. Plants, dude, we're every decade that passes we learn more and more and more about vegetation life and how intelligent it is and how much it communicates and how much it's affected by things we do to it. Do you not consider that life? Do you only not eat something with a face? Because like where's the line? You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like
Or the ability to feel pain.
yeah, I mean, I think it's proven, right, that vegetation or some plants
Some, yeah.
feel pain.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's horrifying. I didn't know that.
yeah. Daniel?
I'd have to look that up because I never heard about it.
I heard something yesterday on the radio about some study that was being done recently about sunflowers, and they basically discovering that they communicate with each other and they will share energy sources so they can both
Yes.
potentially grow to the maximum way. But some of them are selfish and will actually usurp energy away from other ones.
What do you know?
Yeah.
Plant dicks.
Yeah. Sunflower assholes.
One thing I was going to say about just really quick yelling from the cheap seats is I have less faith in like lab grown meats than I do in like plant-based
Plant proteins.
substitutes.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because the same reason I feel like lab grown diamonds will never catch on. Because people don't like it as much if it's not a blood diamond.
Yeah.
They don't. No one will say that out loud, but people don't. If it's not dug up from the ground and natural, people don't want it.
It's a failing.
Yeah,
on
especially
our
for
part.
people that have money and
That's
want to
not
ball
saying that's a
out.
good thing, but that's-
Yeah.
Think about even yourself. When I bite into a Beyond Meat burger,
Yeah.
I know that it tastes good, but I'm dissatisfied
Yeah.
because it's not meat.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
just culturally.
Totally. Yeah.
That's the way
and,
it is.
Yeah, that's the whole.
And it's going to take a little bit of time
Grown meat is going to get It's
for
gonna
people
take
to
time for people to switch that.
that they're thinking on
so
it.
much time.
Yeah.
A long time.
That's not going to be a snap quick thing.
And that's the thing, like whether we're talking about cultural appropriation or just like acceptance in general of things that are different, whether it's people or fucking food, like it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
Because
and
we're
people are
fighting-
getting too upset that it's not going fast
Right.
enough. And
Yeah.
it's
We're
like,
fighting
dude,
against
and
our-
be realistic.
And then you also have billions of people on the planet who all have an ability to express their opinion,
Right.
and everybody's got a different
Everyone's
opinion.
got their own agenda.
Okay,
and-
what about like the native Alaskans?
Right.
All they eat is
Seal.
what?
Seals.
Okay. Are they growing fucking crops in the ice?
No.
Right.
They live there. What do
That's-
you want them all to leave?
Yeah.
You want no one to live there
Right.
because what? They eat meat?
Right.
Like are they?
That's-
But you're not going to
Yeah.
condemn them because
Right.
they're not. You know,
They're harvesting
they're a
it
minority.
themselves.
Yeah. Well, there's places in Africa where, like, a couple times a year, there's a huge mosquito fucking migration or hatching, and they catch mosquitoes in fucking big pans and nets, and then form burger patties out of
Yeah.
millions of mosquitoes
Yeah.
and smash them into burger patties.
That's the
fry them
worst
up
thing
and
I've
eat them.
ever heard.
But they have to because that's the best protein they can get. They
What do
can't-
they do with all
they-
their
like,
stingers?
Mosquitoes? They just mash them. They just
Yeah,
catch them
it's
and
just
mash
protein.
them. They just eat the. What do you mean, mosquitoes? They just have a mouth. I mean,
What
it's
about-
kind of
Oh,
pointy,
okay.
but
Well, a mouth. They're straws.
Right,
What do they
yeah.
do with their straws?
They just the mosquito has to get its straw into your skin at a very specific angle. So
I'm
if
just
you're
gonna
mashing
say it.
up, it's
Fuck
fine.
mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes
Yeah.
are the worst.
Yeah.
I don't
So
care
are
if
vegetarians
they tweet
can
me about this.
Is a
like,
vegan or vegetarian going to condemn a tribe? And probably not. Most likely,
But
I don't
that's the
think
thing
so.
is
I don't
that-
think so.
that's the
though.
thing
I don't
that
think
irks
you're going to
me.
find very many of them that would say that it's not okay for a native Alaskan to eat seals.
That's the thing that irks
maybe
me
10
so
of them on
much.
Twitter are going to condemn.
It's because like people are picking and choosing what they feel is justified to be upset about, like
Yeah.
with certain groups of
Right.
people, like, and that's
Yeah.
not okay. Because if you're going to be upset about someone doing this, then you have to be across the board
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But
like,
otherwise, you're a
consistent.
fuckboy.
But also
Like,
think about this, and I
you
think
haven't
this,
thought out your opinion.
right. I think this has to be considered with the example of like Native Alaskans or any Native people that have been doing things a certain way for fucking centuries.
Yeah.
yeah.
They should be able to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You know, fishing rights and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Up here in the Northwest, man, I mean, that's a big deal. And a lot of that shit is going away because of commercial fishing.
I mean, I don't believe that the Japanese should keep killing whales.
Or sharks.
Or dolphins.
Yeah. Or, you know, a
What
lot
do
of
they got against the sea?
you know, there's another thing.
Fuck you, dolphin!
You want the cuttlefish? Fuck you, whale!
But a lot of those, they pay a high price for
Yeah.
some shark meat, right? Isn't that pretty
that's the
expensive?
thing
I
shit?
hear
is, like-
shark meat doesn't even taste good.
Yeah.
We're fighting against the bad parts of ourselves,
Yeah.
like as a whole community as people, like the shitty things about us. About, you know what? I don't want to eat lab grown meat because it's not real meat. It's not dead beef. I want to eat
Dead beef.
Like, it's unfortunate, but like that's just how it is, and it takes a long time to progress. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm an optimist in the end, because throughout human history, whether or not the pendulum has swung for the better one way and then regressed in the Middle Ages and then swung towards a little bit better, like we have taken 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Yeah.
There's an
Like,
ebb and
forever.
flow.
we're
Yeah,
always
forever.
getting a little better about treating each other. Women can vote, you know, gay people can get married. Like
In some
Donald
places.
Trump might be the president right now, and people might feel like racism and, you know, the neo-Nazis are making a comeback or whatever it might be at the time, but there's always been a slow progression towards being better to each other. And I hope in the end that, you know, there's the yin and yang, there's good and evil, there's balance. Everybody has a vice, everybody has personality flaws, but like hopefully in the end we just continue moving towards being better to each other, giving minorities rights, you know, not fucking holding people down, that type of shit.
Yeah.
So that's I guess why I feel optimistic in the end, is because even though there's a lot of fucking bullshit in the world, and especially with the, like, we're talking about outrage culture and shit, like, at least it maybe is gonna have a positive impact. The people that are holding on to the fundamentals, and the people that want to go progress too far, you know, the people that are like, it's transphobic to not be attracted to a man that's now a woman just because they used to be a man. Like,
come on.
No, it's not transphobic. That's just someone's personal preference.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like there's the two sides. There's the one side holding on to the old way, and the one side trying to push it too far. But
that's a perfect example of the trans aspect. Like, let's say if we were 100 years from now, they wouldn't want to go back and change it because they're like, that got us to where we are now.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, as annoying and infuriating as it is sometimes, it's got to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get us to the next phase, and that phase is going to be better than it was today.
Right.
Just like it's always been that way. You know,
hopefully we fucking make it. Hopefully the planet doesn't burn.
Hopefully, yeah.
Like,
hopefully we make it.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
We'll
see what it looks like when our kids are having grandkids. Like, you know, when our kids,
dude, I feel like a nuclear winter would be badass.
When our kids are 29, 30, like, what's the world gonna look like? I don't know, man. We'll fucking see.
You want to know what the new F-bomb is when the sea starts to boil? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Fahrenheit. Don't say Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit.
We don't say that word.
We don't say that.
Comedians are just like, can't fucking say anything anymore.
Just like, talk about that Fahrenheit.
Comedians are like, so I was, hey, no, listen, I was just going, no, shut the fuck up. Like,
basically. Basically.
We're all suffering here already. Yeah. I don't want to hear nothing negative out of you.
Like, we all know each other's, and like, I know what makes you laugh. I know what makes you laugh. You know how to make me laugh.
Yeah.
But like, people that aren't in our group of friends would hear what we think is funny and be like, you guys are the worst. You guys are the problem.
Yeah.
You're the problem.
Yeah. So there are people that out there that if they listen to this, they'd be like, yeah, you guys are 100%. Yeah. Everything you say is wrong.
But
you guys
there's
are
probably people like, I'm going to murder all of you. It's like,
death threats are on the way.
Yeah.
If we get a dozen downloads, we'll get one death threat.
It's very possible. Yeah. Like, when I said what I said at the bar at Tyler's birthday and I saw their reaction, I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I felt so much guilt. I was like, oh no, I totally just like hurt their feelings.
That's another funny aspect.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like another reason it's funny.
And I'm like, but like, I came home and for like the next few days, I was
You're like, should I text someone and apologize?
Yeah, no, I was like, should my voice not be heard? Like, am I a poison?
You're just like,
like,
oh my god, you're like, I really just hurt somebody's feelings by saying something not even about them.
You're having
but the thing is, the thing is though, is like, people, especially if they've been listening since episode 1. Like, they know, if they're still listening, like, they know, like, okay, they think this is funny, and I know how they really feel about stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know that they don't actually think that this is right or true, but they joke about it, and that's okay. Like, it's okay
there's a
to
difference
joke
between
about stuff.
what you really feel and what you believe and what you think is funny.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those don't have to be the same thing.
It's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm sorry, but like, I have the sense of humor I have. There's nothing I can do about it. And I'm not gonna do a podcast where I'm like, oh well, I can't say that, so I'm gonna just like,
where you're censoring yourself all the time.
I'm just gonna
like,
form
live my
myself
life
to
that
what I
way?
think is allowed. But it's like, okay, well, if you do that, then you might as well not even fucking make something, right? Because as much as there is this outrage culture, there are still, the majority of people, I believe, still want to hear shit that we're saying.
Yeah.
They still want to hear that stuff. They want to hear you be like
Exactly.
candid, unfiltered.
Well, yeah. And even if they don't, they should fucking listen to it anyway and disagree with it.
And
like,
also, like, dude, you have
don't
the
wanna hear
choice to follow someone on Twitter or not.
Yeah.
You have the choice to click play on this podcast or not. It's your fucking choice. If you don't want to hear something offensive, it's pretty easy to not hear it.
Yeah.
You just don't fucking listen, you
Dude,
don't look it up.
That
Like,
always blows my mind at comedy shows when someone's so offended that they actually raise their voice and say something and interrupt the fucking performance. Like, if you're upset about something, you don't like it, fucking leave.
What are you doing?
You paid money to be here.
Yeah,
you
why'd
bought
you
a
even
ticket.
come here?
Yes.
Like,
if you're that bothered, just exit quietly.
Yeah.
Or like on
realize
Dave Chappelle.
it's a fucking performance.
Dave
Respect
Chappelle's
that.
stand-up,
It's
he's
not
like,
about you.
Yes, exactly.
he's like, just remember on Dave Chappelle's stand-up, he's like, just remember, if you're offended by this next joke, remember you clicked on my face, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you chose to play this stand-up.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're
Yeah.
offended, like
That's
fuck
on you. Yeah. Go be offended.
Which
That's
is-
fine. You can do that.
Yeah,
And
that's
dude,
fine, yeah.
I guess you couldn't classify me as like a patriot, but at the same time, like this is still America.
Yeah.
We can say what we want to say.
Right.
Yeah, that's
First
the thing.
Amendment's still a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That I think really does need to be talked about and protected
Yeah.
because when people feel like they have to be so restricted in what they say all the time, that is kind of impending free speech. And like that can be a slippery slope.
Oh, for sure, it definitely
know?
is.
Outside of the context of like a comedy show or like a comedy setting, I think Adam had a good nuanced opinion about for the devil's advocate of what you guys are saying. So I don't know if
I want to hear it.
Yeah, bring it up, bro.
Stuff like that for me is just like, if you break it down, obviously you have to think about the scene and the setting. If you're at a comedy show and you're getting offended by jokes, then yes, that's your fault.
Get on out of there.
But like when you're out in the real world around people,
At a bar.
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, and you're having a conversation, like you're always entitled to your own opinion. But if you if you choose not to like care or what the other person has to say or their interaction, then you're putting your opinion first, and you're saying that's all that's important. Like how
You're
what
being
I-
an asshole.
What I say doesn't affect
Right.
Like I don't care how it
Yeah.
affects you. Basically, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
But the scene, the setting of where it's
Yeah.
taking place, obviously always matters.
Yeah.
So.
I totally agree with that. And that like right
Yeah.
that's a perfect example of why I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like
That
I
was-
was out in the world.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing a show. People didn't
Yeah.
come to like I just
Yeah.
said something fucked up
you
and
thought
it
would
didn't
be
land.
funny and it didn't land.
People didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
And society
learning
regulated
experience.
itself. You felt bad about it. You felt guilty for it.
but like
Your filter fades away a lot
your filter
quicker.
fades away.
It was just the wrong crowd.
It was the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Wrong crowd.
See, but you said that shit to Vince.
You guys laughed.
You would've
You guys
got
thought
up,
it was
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But you know what? Also, like, it made me think, like,
They weren't wrong.
it made me, yeah, they weren't wrong. That's
No,
the thing.
they
It's just an
weren't.
opinion.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a preference thing.
To them, it wasn't funny.
And but it was making me think, like, oh man, like if that's what I think is funny, should I be doing a podcast?
Yeah.
Like, does the world need that
Right.
sense of humor? Like, or is that just completely exactly what we don't need right now? But then telling you guys the joke and you guys laugh, I was like, well, this is called Listen to Your Friends, and my friends laughed. So
Yeah.
if you want to listen to us, go ahead. But if not, then don't fucking listen.
Yeah.
Don't download the episode.
But that's the only difference is that we know you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And like,
yeah.
But like, for someone that doesn't know you,
Yeah.
it's all, you know.
And that's the thing is like it made me, it was a full realization of like, hey man, like you can't just be anywhere and say something like that.
I could totally see Donald Trump saying that, like on stage, cancers for f***ts.
Yeah.
And he'd be reelected.
Dude, have you,
Like, yeah.
I heard a clip of him.
I never thought of that. It really is for
I heard a clip of him from a rally recently where he sounds about as incoherent as that, but he's saying Hispanics. He's like, we got so and so over here, and I always say I love our country more than anything, and I always put our country first. He says he loves our country more than anything, but he's also Hispanic. And so, what do you think? Do you love the country more, or do you love Hispanics more? And the guy's like, the country. He says the country, but I think maybe Hispanics. I think I might go with Hispanics. I don't know which I'd choose. Do I love USA more, or do I love the Hispanics more? Like I'm paraphrasing, but that's really close to word for word what he said. He might have said the Hispanics more times than I just did.
He happens to be Hispanic, but I've never quite figured it out because he looks more like a wasp than I do.
But he literally asked the dude, what do you love more, the country or the Hispanics? And the dude was like,
I just can't get over how much it was like a mixture of Bernie Sanders and
yeah. I tried. I was trying to be
I love the
presidential.
country.
He chose to go to the moon.
And do the other things.
Bernie Sanders thing.
Was I doing hand motions? I didn't even realize it. I was trying to be presidential.
Wall Street.
That was so good. That was so good.
We choose to be incoherent and racist, not because it's easy, but because it's hard.
We're not just taking on Donald Trump. We're taking on Wall Street. We're taking on the insurance companies.
We're taking on the Hispanics.
All my friends are super talented.
That is so funny. But anyway, that's what Donald Trump sounds like at a campaign rally.
Dude, can you imagine like being like his campaign advisor every time he goes on stage? You're like, no, don't say that.
I don't know, man. I bet they're probably like, he
I don't
just
know, man.
fucking killed it. He knows his audience so well.
Yeah.
Look at him out there.
Can
you imagine being someone in the audience that is just like, I hate all the Hispanics? It's just like, but wait, do you love him or no?
I feel like leading him up to the stage whenever he's speaking, his campaign manager has him on a leash and is like, all right, go play.
It's not a leash, it's like one of those poles. It's like a collar on the end of it.
Just lets him loose.
Video of him, though, when he's in his 30s, him literally saying at a podium on camera, he said, "My Republican Party's so stupid that I could say anything and I could probably be elected."
Yeah.
He's saying it on camera in front of other people.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
And then we're like, how did we see? We didn't see this coming.
Dude. The guy definitely deserves a little bit of study.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, dude,
And the culture that
there will be a class on
the
him.
American
Yes,
culture
there will, totally.
that gave him the presidency needs to definitely be looked at.
There will be a whole history class on him.
That too. That's another class at MIT.
Dude,
so how do we fucking
Dude,
stop?
I seriously bet right now at PSU there's probably a class on like understanding Donald Trump or something.
But do you ever just take a step back and think like, what crazy, unique times we live in?
Yes.
I say
so
it
interesting,
all
but
the
it's-
time. What a time to be alive!
It is.
Like,
It's nuts.
I'm
It's-
so
dude.
happy to have been born when I was.
It's
Like-
really
fuck.
weird though. You got to admit, there's a lot
It's
of really
so
weird
crazy.
shit
But
going
that's
on.
what makes it
Yeah,
so
but it's-
amazing.
Yeah,
Like, and we're privileged to feel like that as white dudes.
totally.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
So, God, it's good being white.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
We
refute
could say
that.
I 100% believe that. Like,
But I'm saying that, like on the lens of the other's perspective, is just like you always have to understand that we're always coming from that privilege because
Yeah.
no matter what, like we get to go to bed and lay down at night and just like not worry about that shit, not worry about our black son getting pulled over,
Right.
and fucking killed just because he's there.
Yeah.
well,
Or-
I don't think anyone
For
can
sure.
say though that they wish they were born earlier than they were. You know what I mean? Like even a black person or a minority or anybody wouldn't be like, I'd rather be back in the 70s. Like I don't think. Well, maybe some places in the world. Yeah.
Really strong.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely am
Had
one
good
of the
roots.
most privileged people to say like what a time to be alive. But I don't think there's very many. I don't think there's anyone that can. Some people I guess do fucking wish for a bygone era, but most of those people are white straight males. Too.
Yeah.
Those were the people that were privileged in the 50s and 60s.
But the thing is like people that eat up everything Trump says, for the most part, I think probably want that. They want that old school like idea of America where it's like mostly white.
Yeah.
They're not voting.
Oh.
The people that
you're
are
talking about, only 40% of them vote.
Yeah.
No young people vote. Those people are the progressive people that you're talking about, and the people who are older and voting are the people who are divided. And
Yeah.
so when none of our young people vote, or less than half of them vote, what can we do? If every single young person voted, like 18 to 35 voted, there'd never be a Republican president again.
But do you think that like more young people today are voting more than ever? Or do you think it was way more back in the day?
I think it was way more back in the day.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Every person
Yeah.
would vote.
Dude, like imagine during like World War I, World War II, that shit brought us together as a country where everybody was an American, everybody voted, everybody was a part of it. Now, if you like to go on about America, people are like, ew, you're gross. Like America sucks.
Yeah, that's
Like, I
funny
live
to me
here,
that
but
people
it
don't-
sucks.
That people feel that way, and I
Yeah.
agree with you. But I think it's silliness that we don't have an American holiday for voting.
Yeah.
It
That's a good
should be
point.
an absolute American holiday to
Yeah.
go out and vote. People pride
be a big
themselves like
thing.
Yeah.
India. Like India has like some crazy high percentage of their citizens that vote. It's like they should be insanely proud of that. We should be crazy disturbed that less than 50% of our people vote.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that is pretty.
In a place that's literally founded on the idea of that.
Yeah.
Like
And fancies themselves the poster boy for it.
yeah.
And a lot of people in our generation have completely lost faith that our votes actually count or matter.
Well, I think that like just him being president sort of bummed everyone out on the idea of like vote like that their votes count.
Yeah.
Because they're like, how's it possible that he, you know what I mean?
And the fact
Especially
that he
in the
lost
culture.
popular vote and everything. Well, and maybe the electoral college shit needs to be looked
Yeah,
at too. Like the way we elect people is kind of strange too. But it's absolutely true that we should make it so fucking easy to vote, and we need to make it a holiday. We need to give everyone the day off, and that everyone gets their fair chance and a fucking sponsored time to be able to go vote.
And it's crazy to think about, kind of what Adam was saying about, us being very privileged, and we are, because there was a lot of counties in the South that they made it so difficult for black people to actually vote.
Are you talking about gerrymandering?
Yeah.
I was reading on Reddit that apparently, I don't know if it's the CIA, the FBI, or NASA. I don't know why, I can't remember which one of those agencies it is allowing hackers at some tech conference coming up to try to hack one of our orbital satellites. They're gonna really? Have one like on display, I guess, and allow them a chance to try to get into it. Yeah, to try to hack it. I don't know if it's for security purposes or for what, but it's kind of cool.
It's like the guy who goes around to prisons or like to banks and tries to rob them.
Yeah, like to see if their procedures are all locked up and ready. So I wonder if they'll be able to get in. That shit always fascinates me, the race between hackers and hackers that work for the company trying to keep hackers out.
Exactly.
Like,
trying
they're
to
the same
defend it.
people. Like,
yeah.
They're all equally, hopefully, as talented. But
oh my God, that
hopefully
shit.
the people making the software security are a little better than the people trying to hack in.
Yeah.
Hopefully they got an edge on it.
I bet there's some of those people that go back and
yeah,
forth.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Those people like actively affect the way I live my life.
Yeah.
For real.
And
I don't have like an iWallet and things like that because of those types of people.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It frightens me.
Yeah.
Me too. And I have no fucking understanding or comprehension how that is done.
No idea.
None at all.
No.
All these fancy gadgets we use,
I
have no idea.
Yeah, it's worse than magic.
Dark magician! Dark magic attack!
It's
At least magic makes a little more sense. Than programming.
Because we shut down the bank and drained all the money. No one has any money anymore because those are just numbers on a thing that we all made up, and those are gone now. How did they do that? We have no fucking idea.
Yeah. It's like magic, but with less reality.
But when Trump was first running for president, I immediately could tell, and I hate when people can't see past this type of stuff. Not I hate it, but like it just drives me nuts when people can't see past it. But I could see immediately why people were drawn to him.
Yeah. He's different.
Because he said exactly what he wanted to say whenever he wanted to say it.
Yeah.
And there's no candidates like that. There hasn't been in my lifetime. Not even Obama was like that. He had swag and stuff, but he was still catering. 100%. He walks up and says exactly what is on his mind. It's like this unfiltered madness. And I immediately, when I was listening to him, I was like, he's saying whatever he wants. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Completely transparent.
I know.
I'm like, I was like, I guarantee you people are going to be drawn to this because there's no one like him.
Yeah.
And then he won.
I didn't see it at all.
Yeah, it's...
I was like on the opposite. I didn't see that. Like, I definitely see, like you said, why people would be drawn to that. But I was like, way more people are going to think it's a joke. Like, he's just doing it for publicity. Like, he's just trying to sell his brand like he's always done. I didn't think he actually even wanted to be president. That's when I was, my political fucking analysis of it. He doesn't really want to be president. This is all for publicity. He's trying to build his brand. He wants to profit off of this and make money off of it. There's no way he'll get the Republican nomination. The Republican Party doesn't want a reality TV, washed up, failed fucking millionaire to be their president. But like you said, I wasn't seeing the writing on the wall at all. I wasn't seeing just how magnetic that aspect of him was, that just saying whatever the fuck he wanted, and then it being offensive and it being bad to say and people getting mad about it, and that just made people even happier. They liked that even more.
But that's
I couldn't foresee that happening, but it makes so much sense now in hindsight to me. Like, people already hate the fucking SJW movement, and then you have somebody that's saying all this shit that's pissing them off, and they love that he's just able to get away with saying all that, whatever he wants to say, and then they think he has all this money, so they're just like, he must be successful. So it definitely has all
must
of
know
the
what he's
fucking-
doing.
Has all the makings.
But there's also this the thing that's our fault in terms of speaking for all Democrats, I guess, right now.
Yeah.
But like, if you're unable to step outside of your own disdain for the other side and see that type of nuance, then like we'll never win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You have to
and
understand
so
your enemy.
even in this new election, you know, like
Joe
Biden is winning, and he like all we're gonna hear is him calling him Sleepy Joe and like saying whatever comes to his mind, and then you're gonna hear him trying to talk about politics and talk about policy, and he's just gonna make fun of him the whole time.
Yeah.
And then so I
And
was
then-
like, get Elizabeth Warren in there, or you know, she felt weight. Yeah, Kamala Harris in there, and just let him destroy him, like, and get crazy on him, because Elizabeth Warren will destroy him.
Yeah.
Like that's what you need. Like you need someone to come in and not let it go when he says something crazy. Just immediately say something back.
Yeah.
Like
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
Did you hear what you just said?
Yeah.
Like,
it drives me nuts that we're so much on the side of PC that we're wanting to take it's fine to take the high road, but at the same time you need to see what he's doing and see why it works.
I remember watching the 2016 election, and I was watching it with Hannah. When he won, Hannah started crying because she
Really?
was so upset, because she's
A lot
actually
of
very
people felt that
into
way, yeah.
politics.
My
and stuff.
my like aunt and uncle and cousins we're like Hillary diehards.
But when I was watching it, I was like, "Oh shit! Like, are we about to do this without the net, without the safety net? Like I was watching a circus. I was like, let's see it, man. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, there's no safety net now. Like, someone might die.
Yeah.
Like, I might watch someone die tonight. Like,
Yeah.
let's just see what happens."
That was a crazy moment, honestly. And then people
Cool.
were getting fucking shot up and stabbed.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. The thing with the mass shootings.
Schools having fucking school shooter drills.
I mean,
Instead
think
of-
of the ones that have been local.
I know,
Yeah.
fucking Reynolds, like right down the street.
Yeah, Clackamas.
Clackamas Town Center.
Yeah.
And then the one that got stopped at Park Rose.
Fuck. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a
was
crazy
nuts.
thing, man. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I go to some place where I know there's going to be a lot of people, that's in my mind.
I'm
I
worried.
think about that.
Yeah, I'm a little worried.
After
Yeah.
the people got stabbed on the Max, I was like, I don't really want to take the Max that much anymore.
My dad literally it happened to him.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, exactly,
What
yeah.
the fuck? I didn't even think of it.
Yeah,
It literally happened.
Your fucking dad was shot by
Yeah.
a crazed gunman in our neighborhood, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's insane.
wasn't he
Insane.
like
He was a
police chief
former
or something?
like sheriff or
Or-
something.
That was
wasn't he?
another one. That was a different one that happened a little
That
bit.
was just a different shooting.
It was this was he was like a 65-year-old man. He was part of the like the Elks Club or
Yeah.
something.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
Eagles Club.
Okay.
And he just has apparently carries
Shit.
like a laser-sighted pistol around everywhere he goes.
Uh-huh.
That's
They
how
overserved the fuck out of him at the place, and then my dad, who never goes out and does anything ever, one of his friends convinced him to go play cards, like at that like behind Jazzy Bagels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little
Where,
bar.
yeah,
Yeah,
at that little
The district
place.
or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
that
the
little
district,
place.
yeah.
So he's in there like hanging out with his friend, and the guy just walked across the street with his and then pointed his pistol through the windows and started shooting everyone inside.
So nuts. It's even worse than we said. We're just like, think of the ones local. It's so close to us.
Yeah.
There's
It's
just
not.
someone sitting
It's
right
not
there.
even
Yeah.
1 degree of separation.
And then-
Like literally, one of the parental figures of my childhood was shot by
Yeah.
a crazed
Yeah, now
gunman.
he's lost the ability to use his hands.
Yeah.
And he's a
fucking
guitar
plays
player.
Guitar
And he
and-
plays the guitar, so he lost the ability to use his hand, and he can't. And now he's a constant. That's feeling you get when you sit on your hand for too long.
yeah.
He
Because
has that from his wrist over up to his shoulder permanently.
That's fucked up, man.
Because some crazy guy got too drunk and walked up and started shooting through the windows. I gotta take off, boys.
All right, Vince is heading out.
Shutting it down, Jay.
Huh?
Shutting it down.
I'm down to keep going if we want to just keep going.
That was awesome to have
Yeah.
everyone here. I hope we
Dude, this was my dream. This is like what I envisioned the first time I even thought about doing this. Was that everyone would be doing this. So I'm cool, man.
when you guys were saying the hangout, is that like an actual place that's called the hangout?
It doesn't have a name. It's just
Yeah,
where
it's
people
a-
hang out.
Next to Arby's over there by Gresham High School. It's like
Oh.
a little-
Yeah, right across the street from Wendy's.
Like across the
Oh.
street from the softball fields in the back of Gresham, like by Arby's.
Yeah, it's good to put a bar next to a school.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
You call it the hangout?
Yeah. Yeah. See you, buddy.
See you.
Yeah, cops got to be patrolling that for public urination charges.
Dude, who doesn't pee outside?
I know. That's such a petty
My brother
thing.
got arrested for it.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
And then his wife is a lawyer, And dude, an amazing story.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
My brother is very calm and collected and like he's a very shy person.
Yeah.
But they went out in Phoenix, in Scottsdale, got all drunk, and he walked around the corner and started peeing in an alley.
Which you do.
Which happens all the time, which I've done on countless occasions. Yeah. And a police officer rolled up, asked him what he was doing.
Oh,
and
I don't know.
I'm doing nothing, of course, like you would say. And then he was the police officer, said, "I saw you." Tried to put him in cuffs, and then his wife comes out, bless her soul.
Wow.
And says, "You can't do this right now. You have no proof that he's done that. I'm a lawyer, and I if you want this to be a problem for you, blah blah blah. Like I can make it a problem for you." Boom! Throws her in handcuffs, both of them in the drunk tank.
Oh. And then what?
It. Oh, they had to pay their fine. Both of them.
Were they married at this point?
They were not married
Okay.
at this point, no. But
really brought them together.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Hell yeah, dude.
She tried to play the lawyer card, and then
the cop's just like,
nah. Not having it.
Yeah.
Cuffs. I'm taking you too.
He's just like, well, I'm a cop. That's nuts.
It just goes against every movie that you've ever seen where a lawyer plays the lawyer card and then everyone gets scared.
Yeah, they're like, okay, yeah. All right, well, just, be careful next time. He's like, no, fuck that, both of you, get in.
He's like, gosh, well, we have a quota, so you too. Yeah. Thanks for coming up here.
Yeah. That's a twofer.
He just high fives everyone at the station. He's like, dude, this fucking broad said she was a lawyer. Can you believe that? I'll put her in cuffs.
Nice.
Nice. I just thought that was such a funny story they'll be able to tell their kids maybe someday.
That's a great story.
She tries to get him off playing the lawyer card, and they both just get tossed in the drunk tank for the night.
She's just like, wow, I really saw that going different.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess even if you are a lawyer, pulling your dick out in public is there's no way out of that.
Yeah, you can't be like, no, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
No, I'm a lawyer.
I get to do this.
I'm a lawyer, and that's my boyfriend's dick.
Well, I will say, she obviously walked up to an inflated ego in the police department. Because
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
She basically is threatening him.
Yeah.
She's saying, "I'm going to make your life a hell."
Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
Even if she didn't use those exact same words, she's playing the lawyer card is basically saying, I'm gonna embarrass you if you do this.
It's intimidation.
Yeah, and the guy just immediately called her bluff and was
Yeah.
just like, "Okay, you too, you're coming. See what you got."
I mean, hey.
And she moved out of town.
She no longer lives there. Neither does he.
No one knows where she is.
Right now, that cop, if he heard this, would be like, when?
Yeah.
He's like,
oh my god, that was me.
Yeah. He's listening to this podcast.
I mean, I love my brother. I wish that wouldn't have happened to him, but that is a win for him.
Yeah.
He walked up on my brother peeing in public in front of other people, with his dick out in public in the metropolitan area. Caught him doing it, and then he tried to claim he wasn't, and then his freaking drunk ass girlfriend comes out, tries to get in his face, he throws them both, and he takes it in. It's like,
he's like, I don't take no shit.
Yeah. What is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
Obviously,
true,
it sucks for them, and he's the villain in the story, quote unquote. But he's just doing his job.
Yeah, and that's the thing though, is like they are just doing their job. And I've had a few run-ins with the cops. I mean, obviously nothing serious, but like even when I got my DUI, I learned before that happened. If you are just completely honest and you just you don't bullshit, you don't get upset, like you just fucking shut up, only say what's happening, be honest, and let them do what they're gonna do, they'll let you off easy. Mm-hmm. Because they're like, thank you so much for not being a fucking asshole. Yeah. Because 99% of people are assholes. Yeah. With the cops. So if you just alleviate that for them in your case, they'll fucking reward you.
If you cooperate,
they will reward you.
I don't know, man, but I kind of oppose that a little bit. Like I've never had a situation like that, but me and you again.
Yeah.
We pulled a U-turn into my now wife's house. She was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And the police officer pulled in after the fact behind us as we were parked.
Yeah.
You remember this? And we got out of the car.
I was there for that?
Yes. And we got out of the car and started walking into their house across Stark Street. And then she said, "You two get back in the car." And I had like 2 or 3 beers, like nothing crazy through that night, but we were like ending the night over there, you know. She said, get back in the car. And like, I was definitely not over the legal limit, but she shined her light in my face and said, you guys reek like alcohol, before she even got close enough to even smell us.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, that's absurd, because we have not been drinking, and I don't like
yeah.
I don't like the fact that you're just coming up and saying that to my car. Plus, we were already outside and walking.
Yeah.
Like, when did you...
To the place where you're going to stay at.
You're... Like, what are you trying to do? Give me a DUI? What, after I've already parked in him safe?
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it is ridiculous.
You know, and so, like, I argued with her, and she backed off. And
really?
And if I would have just complied, she maybe would have breathalyzed me, and, like, it could have been a giant ordeal. But, like... That's why I think, like, you need to at least know your rights.
Yeah, know your rights.
You need to know your rights for sure, and you need to, if they're asking you to do something that you don't have to do, you should not do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is a very good point. I mean, I feel like there's a thin line between doing that and being trouble for them. Like disobeying what they're asking you to do or whatever. Like, and I'm not saying that was wrong, because obviously it worked out. And I've seen my brother, dude. I've been in the car with my brother. We were going to his bachelor party, and I was in the car with him, my brother's friend, and my cousin. And and we got pulled over. We had all been drinking already, and we got pulled over. And my brother was just like, "Look, man, like, it's my bachelor party. I'm getting married next week. Like, I got my brother in the car, my little brother. Like, please, like, my wife will kill me if you bust me or whatever right now. Like played the pity card. Like, please don't do this." And the cop was like, "Okay, just be safe."
That's wild to me.
And I was like, dude, I would not have thought to do that. Like, I would have just been like, do whatever, like, rape me if you want to. I don't know. Like, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. It's out of my hands. I'm not a cop.
I wasn't gonna.
Yeah. I mean, if you're offering.
I don't know. It's just really...
I guess it just depends on
on
who
the
you
officer.
are.
And then we also, again, me and you, so maybe we should stop hanging out. we got MIPs when we were 20 in like 6-7 months. So we're almost 21, and we're camping out in the middle of nowhere, like at a campsite with no one around.
Yeah.
And
you have to drive 25 miles just to get to this campsite. That's the only, like, there's...
I got an MIP the same way.
Yeah, and he pulled up to the site, and he treated us like he was doing us a favor, and we were completely compliant with him.
I'm saving you guys from yourselves.
He acted like he was doing us a favor, like he was an angel, and he ruined our camping trip.
Yeah.
And he threatened us. He threatened to take Adam and Magoo and all the older people to jail
for furnishing alcohol.
Furnishing alcohol to people who are 20 years old and like almost 21. You know, like within a few months of being 21. Mm-hmm. And I just can't stand it. We were completely compliant, so like we have different experiences and the same experiences.
We have
so I don't know,
a lot of the same.
It's like we went through the same shit and we have vastly different stories.
But again, that's another case of him just doing his job at the same time. You know what I mean?
Of course, he had to have driven out there to go to campsites. And
he was looking for it.
There were underage people drinking at this campsite.
Yeah, but that's also his job, though.
I mean, I hear you. Of course, it's his job, but we're talking about whether or not compliance.
I don't appreciate what he did,
or
of course.
Compliance or defiance works for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like if we would have, at that time, I did not know my rights. When he put the breathalyzer in my face, I didn't know what to do.
He's like, just fucking blowing it.
Yeah. So, but I didn't know whether I could or if I couldn't, or if I could abstain, if I had to, or what. Like, I don't know if he could actually take them to jail, you know? Like, selling alcohol to minors. Like, I didn't know what the consequence was for that, so I wasn't going to take the risk of my friends getting actually taken away. Like, they're not going to take us away for an MIP.
Right.
We're going to get cited, and our licenses got suspended, which was terrible.
God. And I had just gotten mine.
We got our license... Oregon is terrible. We got our licenses suspended for a non-driving violation.
Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't even know.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean,
but it does make your life shittier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't do it again. Yeah.
You learn from that.
Dude, do you remember that time you and I got pulled over?
Yes, on Main Street.
Yeah.
Or down in town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were younger then.
We were younger, barely. I
when
remember
did that? When was that?
We were Were we at Vince's house?
I can't remember where.
I can't remember either, but we were both pretty hammered. But yeah, we got pulled over and we were let go. But I remember just being like shitting my pants, scared.
Really?
Were you driving or was I?
I was driving.
That's
And
right.
You were in the driver's seat, and I
Yeah.
was just like, dude, will you please be cool? And you were freaking out
Yeah.
because you were hammered and like, no, not hammered. I can't say
I was.
I
I
can't
definitely
say
was.
that at that age I had ever been like really.
I don't
hammered.
think you were. You had a couple of drinks,
Yeah.
but you were okay. Like,
But obviously, no one should drink and drive.
no.
But
We're not condoning drinking and driving.
That we got let off for that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how the conversation.
I think it was. I think the officer was pretty cool about it because it wasn't like a brake light or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Still
didn't have any suspicion of us.
Still make you drop butt slugs.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god, butt slugs.
Oh god.
I like that. That's the worst and the best.
I just don't have the same experiences because when we had to drive down like 6 hours to the campsite.
Well, that was different. That
to go
for
to
me,
court,
yeah.
We had people coaching us and say like, just say this, say this.
Yeah.
Tell them you're really remorseful. Say, you'll never do it again. Tell them about whatever. Be really nice to the judge and be really cordial and everything. He gave us the maximum thing that he could. The only thing he did was didn't charge us the maximum fine, but he took our licenses for 6 months for an MIP,
weren't even behind
and
the
we
wheel.
weren't even driving.
Yeah.
And then he made us pay $200 fine. He was going to do what he was going to do no matter what.
Yeah, and there obviously will be those occurrences. And I think that he was probably just looking at us as fucking smug little fucking 20-year-olds. Like everyone this age thinks they're untouchable. I'm going to teach them a lesson, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
Like, people have biases.
There are some cops that are dickheads.
For sure. Some people become cops because they're dickheads.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not taking the side of people saying that like cops are all shitty. I'm not
No,
taking that
because
side
they're not
at
all. But some
I just think
some
they're-
are
Yeah.
dicks.
Yeah, I just
Like-
think they're going to do what they're going to do no matter what.
There
Unless
was-
you personally know that police officer.
Yeah. There was one time
Yeah.
I got pulled over because I didn't fully stop at a stop sign when I was turning.
Oh my god.
And he followed me for like 6 miles before actually turning his lights on and pulling me over. And when he did, he came to the door holding his gun, which I get in a way. But he was like, "Put your hands on the wheel." I was like, "Okay." And he does the whole, he was just an asshole the whole time. You know why I pulled you over? And I was like, it's probably because I didn't fully stop at that stop sign. He goes, "Yeah, no, you didn't. You know how dangerous that is? You could have ran into somebody. There were pedestrians on the corner." He was just he was a dick. And I was like, "Okay, I get it. Okay."
Yeah.
I won't do it again.
You're talking to me about a moving violation
Yeah.
right now. Like, Jesus.
He was just
That's
super
almost
intense about it.
That situation is almost the equivalent of getting a ticket for jaywalking.
Yeah.
It's almost the equivalent. Like, that's so
He
minuscule,
clearly was a dude that just liked to have authority.
But
You know?
also,
he
you don't
wanted
know,
to show the control of the
You don't know
situation.
what he had experienced prior
No,
to that.
you have no idea.
You know what I mean? Like, someone could have swung at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, there's cops that walk up to cars and get shot at.
When you were saying, like, I feel like a lot of the reason why police officers are very upset all the time, or at least abrasive with people,
Yeah.
is because the majority of the people they talk to lie to them and
Yeah,
are
exactly.
in situations of stress.
Yeah.
And so they have to deal with people who are constantly.
Yeah.
It's a negative situation a lot of the time. So they're expecting that from you. And
Yeah.
so.
Exactly. One of
Type
the reasons
people.
why I empathize with them is the sole fact that I don't want that job at
Yeah.
all. I want nothing to do with it. Because I don't think I'd be able to handle it.
That's why I keep checking in on Jesse. Because
Why? What's
Jesse's
up with Jesse?
a cop now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, in Washington.
In Washington.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Jesse.
Hole.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I talked to him, and I was like, how you holding up? And he's like, he arrested a dude last night for raping his 11-year-old stepdaughter. Oh. He said, "It's wild out here, man."
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I
Jesus
said-
Christ,
I asked him, are you all right? What's going on? He said, "Really good, actually. Thanks for asking. Able to compartmentalize it and be willing to hear about gnarly stuff, knowing my work is gonna put dude in prison for a long ass time."
Dude, you know that Chicago has more murders or gun-related deaths than the Iraq and Afghanistan war combined?
I believe that completely. I think
and that's in our own country.
Isn't there
like
25 gun-related deaths a day in the United States?
this has been Listen to Your Friends, guys. Thanks for listening. If you are listening, I'm Justin Burt.
Daniel Gilbertson.
Jack last name,
and Gun Show Jones had to leave. But Adam Geisler is in the bathroom. You heard him interject a few times. All great guys, all friends. Listen to us. There'll be more of us back on again soon. Thanks for listening, and go fuck yourselves. Thank you.